Wait, all right, let's party. Ah, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. Oh shit, I don't have my brush out. How can I paint without my brush? How's it going, nerds? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, Lada, on the YouTube side and on the Twitch side? How you doing, Moss Dragon? Congratulations on your first. How you doing, Steve? How you doing, Zetai? How you doing, Horror Loving? Nice. Ooh, there we go. Early snap going good. How you doing, Dark Muffin? And how you doing, Steve? Yeah, it's another finger painting. I've been tempted. I've been tempted to do that. How you doing, Zoingo? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh yeah. You got in like right early. To be fair, I usually stream a bit later on Sundays. That's probably what's going on. I've seen there are gimmick videos where people are like, I will finger paint a mini, and maybe one of these days I wouldn't mind doing that. That might be honestly that might be a fun thing if I decide to go with like a eventually if I do want to do a subathon thingy. But also how you doing, Das V Turtle? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you nerds doing today? Today's been good. Also, these are some. Let me like way off to the side. Hold on. Let me schmoove over there. But yeah, so these are going to be my Janissaries for my House of Wisdom. We got the. Who would you? You can't just ask someone that. You can't just ask someone that. I don't know. I don't know. It would depend. That would be one I'd probably need to put to a vote. Also, hold on, let me grab me a minute. All my paper towels basically get recycled like a million different times. Oh yeah, the Hellsmiths seem pretty legit. The Hellsmiths do seem really, really legit. I thought this was Burgerland. It is Burgerland. I do be in Burgerland. Save the. Oh no. I'm sure somebody's done that. Like, the thing is, there's like a whole subsector of people who are doing like gimmick mini painting things, which I don't think I've particularly delved in yet. I don't think that's even necessarily a bad thing. Like, that might legitimately be pretty fun. I've just not really done it much myself. But yeah, these are gonna be my Janissaries. Yeah, it would need to, I don't know, maybe like, luckily I got like relatively small fingers. Like I could probably make finger painting work. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, oh yeah, so I was about to say the thing that was good, finger painting. I mean, I do got one. I do got the Rat Knight. He's not entirely done yet, but he could be done. I could totally do that. That's actually like a reasonably feasible idea, to be honest. Oh, I could do that to Jack Black Great Unclean One, which I still need to cut off Jack Black's. For context, I picked up one of those like stupid like Minecraft Jack Black like action figures to make it a Great Unclean One, and then that's just gone in the pile of bullshit that I would like to do, but I've not got around to. But speaking about things that are in the pile of bullshit, I worked on the video, the Chaos Meatball one. I actually got like a crazy good breakthrough. Like, I've actually got like the first 15 minutes of that video put together now. I think it's like roughly 15 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to end up formally. Probably closer to maybe like the true 15-20 minute mark. I don't know if I'm going to need to like trim some other shit. I got the intro more or less done. Since I already had a lot of the footage done, I figured out how to do like a good workflow of using my stock footage is a stretch, but like, you know, if you're doing like a mini painting, like a mini assembly thing, like just recording myself assembling the mini and then kind of like chopping it up and different stuff. So yeah, no, today's been good, which has been good because it's like it's weird. And I didn't do the verdigris video, which ironically, this is going to be kind of that same technique. You're not wrong. It is on the docket. Oh, everything's on the docket forever. No, so you doing, Matthew? Welcome. No, Daemon Kialba. It's making chaos spawn out of like orc chunks that I just no longer needed. Yeah, basically doing the verdigris video for this as well, but it's fine. Also, supremely nice. Hell yeah. Let me get the lad going. I need to get that face too. So yeah, this is like a little. Oh, he does got a little cap. Oh god, I got some on the side. These are my little Janissary lads. So yeah, today's been good. It sucks. Is like it's weird. Once again, like every time I stream, it's fine. Like, you know, like I think it's because a lot of times I'm not like directly staring at my own model. I was just getting to things like, oh god, I don't think my mouth's moving quite the way I want it to. Oh no. Hey, Dominic, now, welcome. How you doing? How you doing, Black Rose? I don't think I gave you a proper hello. Howdy. I did end up tweaking things a little bit, like in terms of like that and gain. I might be a bit louder, maybe to my detriment. Maybe to my detriment. So like I might need to, if the audio is a little jank, I might need to turn down the gain. I was just noticing that like as I was talking, sometimes like a word would get cut off. I was like, oh no, that needs to be a little louder. That needs to be a little louder. I think I was saying like 2011, and then like the 20 part of 2011 just did not come up. How you doing, Shadow? Welcome. No, you can't steal. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you should harvest it because I don't think you're ready for it. I think you're ready for this jelly. But I did do a little bit of tweaking. So, like stuff has been happening. But I don't know when that video is going to be done, but honestly, that was the big roadblock. It's just kind of wild how like the like ostensibly both are just me just being a fucking like goober in front of a camera, but like you would think being a goober in front of just myself would be easier than being a goober in front of a bunch of other people, but like not true. If anything, it's the opposite. I can handle being a goober in front of people. Apparently just being a goober by myself is where I'm like, oh no. Get that face too and the legs. I don't think these guys are going to necessarily be done today, but I would like that if that was true. If I could get these done today, that'd be great. The government cheese caves. I keep forgetting there's like government cheese caves. I know I'm an adorable goober, but being adorable does not make a video form fully manifested. I have to as the youth say, I need to lock in or whatever. I think they say lock. That's how that works. Oh no, hold on. I almost had a I just have like random fucking tack marines just off to the side, just flailing wildly. Oh, wait. Can I mute the ad in time? Let's find out. Let's find out if I can mute the ad in time. Also, something I found out today, which is way more unfortunate, is so recently YouTube is like, you know what, we're going to automatically like age guess things, and like it's fine. You don't have to worry about swearing in the beginning anymore. But apparently I found that what happened is that they are now putting categories into restricted and non-restricted videos. And if you actually look at my streams, I've done 297 streams that are also multi-streamed to YouTube, which is insane. But when I did that, it turns out that if you toggle on that restricted tag, you only see 2. And it was like my first 2 that I multi-streamed, which is bananas. That was a fun thing to discover today. I love discovering that YouTube is actively like hampering my shit. Love it. Love to see it. Right when I get the gumption to put together a YouTube video, I'm just like, oh no, YouTube, why you like this? Why you like this? Yeah. Well, shit with a purpose. Hell yeah. It's okay. I'm already on that like restricted list anyway, because I say it's because I say fuck sometimes. It's fine. I can't not swear though. Like it's too like a little. That's got like a little. It's too ingrained deep. I can't stop that. I can never be family friendly. I legitimately I'd be curious. Also, how you doing, Asian 87? How you doing? I usually use a bunch of different kinds of paints. As far as the ones, how you doing, Neil? Welcome. As far as paint, like general like things I would recommend, for white, Proacryl probably still has the best white. The Proacryl Old Titanium White, that's probably the best for that. Otherwise, I tend to use, what's it called? I tend to use a combination of Vallejo and Army Painter for like this is a Vallejo, what's it called? Game Color Abyssal Turquoise. The Vallejo metal colors are also really good metals. Like this is the gunmetal one, which I use for basically like every dark metal. Sorry, I just got stun locked. So I was like, not that. But yeah, no, I can't go a stream without swearing. I would like that would legitimately be like, you know one of those things. It's like what's it called? It's like, oh, if I swear I end the stream, that would just be like a 10-minute stream. It would be like a 10-minute stream. An HO train. Wait, what's the HO part for? But hell yeah, let's go. I feel like I should know what that is. I feel like I should recognize the acronym HO in the context of minis, but I'm totally blank. Oh, it's a scale. Ah, gotcha. Oh yeah, in that case, yeah, like Vallejo, and Army Painter both would be pretty legit. I know AK Interactive is pretty good as well. I've used a couple of their paints, but the thing is, like, they're not, what's it called? They're just not really sold in my region. Like, you can order them online and they're pretty good. Yeah, oh yeah, the limited palette models look real. Like, I've always really liked the idea of doing a corn army that was just black, white, and then red, just to like really like red glow eyes, red glow for blood, but everything else would just be entirely in grayscale. But that's been sort of low on my list of things to do. But maybe someday, who knows? Who knows? Coca-Cola, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily Coca-Cola colors. It would be more black and white with like. Almost kind of like one of those, like I've actually not seen Sin City the movie, but I sort of like something like that. I think would be ideally what I'd want to do. Something of that like general scope. Oh, I'd imagine from Alpha Cruise that would look like, especially if you think like Kirai and stuff like that would look pretty good. I also saw like there's like the new Ampersand crew does nothing for me. I'm sorry, like the little robot buddies. Just I just bounce off of them. It's a power palette. I'd believe it. There's like all kinds of like there's like Zorn palettes and like whatever. Like there's all kinds of like limited palettes that are kind of like famous / infamous for stuff. How you doing, Nintendo? Also, by the way, black and, oh yeah, really, I think black and white with any sort of like distinct glow color. But yeah, purple would be pretty bitchin' too. Purple would also be very bitchin'. Oh, camera froze. Hold on, Chato. Purple pun support. Stand by. Oh no. Oh no, I've been warned that a pun is coming. Hold on a sec. Let me turn on my AC. It's been pretty chilly here. Oh god. Take the eye of someone holding a honeybee in their hand, increase your charisma because beauty is an eye of behold. Fuck you. This is where the stream would end if I couldn't swear. This is why I can't do that. I can't do that gimmick. I can't do that gimmick because if I did, the stream would end as soon as Jay dropped the pun. It would be a 5-minute stream. It would be awful. Yeah. There we go. Zorn palette does seem pretty cool though. I've seen a lot of people challenge themselves to use the Zorn palette. And yeah, I know Blanche did it a lot. And his stuff looks generally pretty neat. I must suffer for that one. I suffered for that one. I took I took the punishment head on. Oh yeah, Thousand Suns could be Pepsi. Yeah, it's true. Especially if you did their like candy scheme from the Heresy, where it's like, I do like Candy Red Thousand Suns. I think I like as much as I believe that G-Dubs has like gone way overboard on armies that are red. There's so many red armies. Like even in the Heresy, there's not a single goddamn orange army, but like we still have like several red ones. Like that's I have to imagine it's because there's never a plan. I have to imagine with a lot of their stuff, so they're just like, I'll just do something that looks cool. Oh, these guys will look cool red. Oh, these guys will look cool red. Awesome. Like a little resin bit. I need for having a metal toothpick is baller. This is why I've been enjoying metal toothpicks for doing some stuff because it's. That finger is just now going to remain kind of scrunchy, but at least it won't be scrunkly with some strips. Yippee! Stop printing our books in Ukraine, really? I vaguely remember that there was a publisher that was like, "Yo, we really need you like Warhammer in Ukraine more than ever." There's like something like that, and I didn't know if that led anywhere. Like if that was like G-Dub trying to pull the plug or what. That is unfortunate. Apparently, I think I mentioned before that apparently I accidentally supported a small Ukrainian business when I went to Etsy and ordered some roots, and they're like, "All right, your roots will be coming from Kiev," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." It's fine. Like the thing is, like, you know, it's like sometimes if like you base the distance on how much the shipping was like $5, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's probably what in like Pittsburgh or something, right?" And like, nah, nah, like okay. You have a Google Doc of I guess that makes sense. I guess doing an inventory because I have been catching you recycle a couple. I have been catching you recycle a couple. They didn't ship as lions. Oh, he got shock. Wait, do you mean that like he got shock troopers in addition to the lines, or he just got shock troopers? God, that's awful though. I like Trench Crusade a lot, but I have to imagine that like for a lot of people, if you don't have access to a 3D printer, getting into it is rough. The dev. Oh, okay. Well, that's G-Dub. That's G-Dubs for you. That's a good old James workshop. A pun matrix, a pun. Get like one of those like pun daily planners for like Obsidian or Notion or whatever, just like something like that. Well, right now is I'm just getting all the like metal bits. But I was debating if I wanted to do them like tarnished copper, but like I might also just try to do like a gold color over this and see how it looks. It probably still kind of create a very similar tarnished look. I know gold doesn't really tarnish, but like, you know, fantasy colors. Woo. Got it. Mod for into printing. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah. I mean, it's if you like indie war games, I strongly believe a 3D printer is the way to go. But yeah, no, Trench Crusade 3D printing is like the special sauce. I understand why everybody doesn't get into 3D printing, because there is like a material and safety and whatnot costs to it, but still, very nice. It's a very nice thing. Yeah, it's fun to do. Like, speaking about stuff, check this out. So check out this motherfucker. I've made myself a master of signals for Horus Heresy. And it's really funny because this guy has like so many different bits. How you doing, Chuck Ray? Welcome. Where it's like resin gun, resin like kind of like radio tower thing. These cables are metal wire. The helmet is a metal chosen helmet. The plastic body is a plastic Mark 6 body. And then we got some just like fabric cloth on there. And it's like this model is also the 3D printed backpack. It's like this model is like so many different things. Oh yeah, especially if you look into Sunlu. Sunlu stuff has been almost routinely been like $20 for me lately. It's been great. How you doing, V Architect? Welcome. Now you're doing Big Baka Ham. Welcome. Oh fuck yeah! Also Prussians for Turnip 28. Hey, let's go. I'm a little bummed. This is another day. This is another day where I have not gotten to play any Trench Crusade. It make me big sad. I've gotten a couple different miscellaneous things that I have not done really a lot of stuff with. I can show you, like, I basically did, like, one last big sale. I also have actively gone onto their forums and be like, you guys really gotta do something about the fucking AI art. I use a couple different glues. My plastic glues are basically, like, I try to use, like, these, like, the dropper bottle glues, but when they clog up and I don't have time to burn them, I just use the Tamiya. Otherwise... oh fuck. Okay, we got an ad break. I'll show what glues I'll be using after that ad break. Let me get a little bit. I'll get some dirt while I'm waiting for that. Yippee. All right, cool. Okay, we're back. So, for most glue, I just use Loctite Super Glue Liquid. That's like my general purpose glue that I use for a lot of my resin stuff. It's also like, it's really, really good for like, I also use the baking soda trick for some things. Like this guy, I don't use it all the time, but like these wires were taking forever and I wanted this to be strong. So I used the baking soda and that glue, which kind of like, it gives like a crusty texture, but it makes everything ungodly durable. And then I use this glue, the Loctite like Super Glue Ultra Gel, for like whenever I need to do like a magnet at the bottom. It makes the magnets really, really sturdy. Yeah, the Trench Crusade stuff near me has been very interesting, where it's like, I know that there's a Wednesday group that is way more active, which is unfortunate because I would like to play more Trench Crusade, but like, I also don't want to give up movie night. So I've been, every now and then I'll pop in there. I'll pop in there. And usually I give you guys like warning in advance, where I'm like, I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy this Wednesday. Sometimes I pop in there. Sometimes I am like busy for work things on Wednesday. Which, speaking of which, I did get a copy of Gore. So we will be watching the Gore movie for movie night this Wednesday. And I gotta say, based on the little bit I saw, it's distinctly possible this might be the true continuation of the softcore porn category, because Jesus Christ. There's a lot of fantasy lady. I think it's PG-13, which is funny, but there's just like a lot of a lot of skimpy kind of like Princess Leia slave outfit kind of dealio going on through like everyone in that movie. Ooh. Oh, 15-person group sounds fucking rad. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. It's technically the most underused category. If I'm being honest, I might actually just move Frogtown 1 out of that category. I kind of put that as there's a joke. I might actually undo that. Because Deathstalker 1 honestly is softcore porn. It just straight up was. Frogtown just has acting like a porn movie, which was very funny. I was like, I've never seen a thing that's not porn act and behave and like even have like weird like effectively like lingerie scenes. Like I know, you know, fantasy is an excuse a lot of times for like skimpy bullshit, which is fair. I say skimpy bullshit not because I dislike it, just because like, you know, it's a pretty routine thing. It's not particularly surprising or exciting in any way. It's just like, yeah. No, in a fantasy movie, there's going to be a lady who's going to have, like, a metal bikini on there. Yeah, okay, yep. Comes with the territory. No, so that is an interesting concept, though. So for people who don't know, so Gore is a movie, it's kind of like fantasy. It legitimately is an isekai movie where, like, man teleports to the world of Gore, and Gore is very much like, there's warlords, and then there's basically bikini slave Lauren. Bikini slave Leia. Like that's the two classifications of people. And main character was like an accountant, and now he's like a badass. And then some people basically take that movie and they extend it into a whole sort of like fantasy BDSM lifestyle to call themselves like Goreans and everything. I've been aware of that lifestyle community for a while, but I've never like looked into it. The world of Gore. Probably something like that, yeah. Yeah, I think I mentioned before, that's the movie we're going to be watching. The thing is, I don't think the actual movie is really going to be that bad. Usually, I think it's in like the later books. Because it does, like, have you guys ever heard the concept of like biotruths? Like the biotruth is basically the idea of the like, yes, you are born a woman, and secretly you might have like a life and feelings of your own, but deep down in your core, in your biological core, you are meant to be a receptacle for dick. And like that's sort of a big Gore part. That's like a big Gore thing. And like, you know, some people, like, so there are consensual adults who are into that sort of thing, and good for them. But it's also that, like, a really silly thing that if anyone tries to, like, take it, like, you know, if someone tries to inflict that on others, they're a creep. And if somebody does that in the privacy of their own bedroom, they're just kind of a sex weirdo. But like I guess benign sex, every sexer is a benign sex weirdo as long as it only extends to, like, them and their, like, close partners and no one's getting hurt. Yeah. It's John Carter of Mars, but with more dicking. Stuff like that. Box of Truth. Interesting to join. How you doing, Spork? Of course, it's always interesting. We're talking about Goreans. We're talking about Goreans. Black Knight. Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's kind of like a whole joke category that like the idea of isekai is, funnily enough, like like basically like one of the foundational aspects of fantasy. Like Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. All the Narnia books are isekais. What's it called? Like a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court is an isekai. Black Knight's an isekai. Is that kind of funny thing? Is that kind of funny thing? Where these are going to be Janissaries for my. So I'm running House of Wisdom, so they're a bit more like alchemical and like kind of like lepery to fit the rest of my theme. That's what these guys are. But yeah, we're talking about Goreans, which are people who take a series of fantasy books where it's very much like the women are made to be fucked, and when men are living their truest life, they are barbarian warlords who do nothing but pillage and fuck women. And some people have made a full BDSM category out of that. Oh yeah, no, yeah, technically Hitchhiker's Guide is a sci-fi isekai. The thing is, like, isekai has like a purpose, which is going to sound bananas. Like, it is an easy way of like, okay, the main character is clueless, and like you as the person reading the book or whatever are also likely pretty clueless. So it makes a lot of sense to have like, you know, like two clueless people, like your clueless main character learns things at the same rate as like the reader or like the person watching the movie. So it's like Luke Skywalker is not like, this is not isekai. Luke Skywalker is not isekai. Star Wars is not isekai, but Luke Skywalker is a very easy persona to grasp onto. What is he? He's a kid that lives in the middle of nowhere who hangs out with his friends and he's bored and he wants to go hang out with his friends at Tashi Station, which is basically like the next town over. Like I want to go to like the bigger town and hang out with my buds. And like as a relatable character in the 70s, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Even now, that's like not that unrelatable, not hard to relate to, really. Fāris showing up and destroying. Oh, real? Okay, I didn't know about the aliens. I did not know about the aliens and gore. I hope they show up in the movie, though. I hope they show up in the movie. Prefect Zaphod, among other minor characters, visitor. True. But I mean, it's. I guess by the definition of like sci-fi is a little different, just because there is not like a traditional like world difference. Like, yeah, like there's no like alternate dimension that sort of locks off the other one. But it's like once again similar enough. So psychological horror, but MCs has to learn that. I've watched a couple of episodes of ReZero. I think I was like, this is fine, but I never got to the part where it was like really cemented. That's like, oh yeah, no, this is why people like this. Maybe someday though. This is gonna be another one I'm gonna need to like really find like a good place to grasp. Thinking like the kind of like scarf area will have pink. Well, so if you're wondering why I'm doing pink, is because I'm gonna overlay this with orange. Pink is just like a really good base coat for orange. So that's what I've been doing for my Sultanate. It looks pretty baller. It looks pretty baller that way. So hurry. Wait, no, hey, that's not fair. Gurren Lagann is horny Gurren Lagann. What the fuck are you talking about? You can't call something horny Gurren Lagann. And if you're going to, it's going to be fucking Kenzen Robo Daimi Dollar. My favorite mecha that is stupid, that no one should ever, like, I think people should watch it, but it's never going to be in, like, someone's, like, top 10 list of best mecha of all time. Kenzen Robo Daimi Dollar will never be on that list, and I'm okay with that, because it's a very fun show. It's very fun, but it's very cracked. Does your neck work on your buddy? It's tricky because I have to use some like putty to seal the neck down into this, so there's like little bits of other cloth around here that I need to also make sure I get. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of isekai either. Cause the thing is, like, I like me a regular fantasy. I like seeing a like I still need to read/watch Free Run, but I really like that of Dungeon Meshi, where it's like, yeah, this is like a whole world with its own shit going on. It's nice. And the problem is, like, by default, a lot of isekai basically revolves around the MC, even if they're like a minor character. Like, you know, you basically see everything through their eyes, and it kind of like really colors. It's like, oh yeah, this is almost given the idea that like this is not real. Like, I know like isekai, the premise is like, yeah, no, this is a real setting that I've teleported into, but it's like there's Earth and then there's this other place. I very much like it when a fantasy site's like, yeah, this is our life, this is reality, this is what we're doing. Product of kind. How's you doing, Tyke? How you doing? Oh yeah, I think generally like the idea of being horny and the mecha genre are linked, and like I know the fucking the Darling in the Franxx or whatever is the one that kind of brought that to a lot of people's attention, but no, like mechs and being horny are pretty interlinked to some degree. That just decided to say, like, what if I made it like real obvious, like real fucking blatant. To do a lot with the tropes. I don't know. I can understand why people do like it. I just can't. It's a personal preference thing for me, 100%. Some UI interface. I once again, I also do wonder if a little bit of isekai is like is the idea that like you know how generally people write fantasy based on what they know. So like, you know, a lot of people's like a lot of earlier fantasy, like, you know, fantasy's kind of been built off of like a lot of early fantasy was sort of built off like kind of like famous myths and whatnot. And then you sort of got like that derivative fantasy where it's like, you know, you got like, this is clearly somebody's D&D game, but it's been like fantasy sort of filtered through the lens of different fantasy. Like Lord of the Rings by way of Tolkien, like getting really big into mythology, and then all the things that came after Lord of the Rings, where Lord of the Rings was the emphasis. I do wonder if like a lot of isekais, because of like the way the intersection of video games and fantasy, where now a lot of people's first, and a lot of times probably like only/primary introduction to fantasy is through video games. And there are a lot of video game like ideas where it's like, yeah, just like having a UI or like having a level system. Like not that helps with their immersion necessarily, but that's just kind of stuff that like they associate with fantasy even. Like they know objectively that like in the universe, technically, like, well, in universe, the idea of having like a character sheet's not real, but like, you know, we like that. We like that idea as like a definitive power scale, so we'll include it. And like some settings, isekai, like you can read your own power scale. Or even like the what's it like the ones like Don Mesh, the one picking up girls in a dungeon or whatever. Stuff like that. Oh yeah, Shinzo Abe's spirit out there just wants to fuck. He wants you to fuck. Or like, what Japanese people to fuck. I don't really read light novels, to be fair, as well. I don't particularly read light novels. I mean, when it comes to reading fiction these days, my reading fiction is listening to Warhammer audiobooks, so I'm not like what I would ever say is like a typical case study for reading fantasy, but that's sort of what I am consuming. Mind you, that's probably coloring my like fantasy stuff these days. Stuff like that. Yeah, it always comes to the idea that like the issue with birth rates is that you need to give somebody an encouraging environment to want to have kids. And if the idea of having kids means you lose out on your ideal life, or if it's too financially expensive, people aren't going to want to have kids. Like, there's that thing in the West now of just like, yeah, like we want people to have more kids. It's like, you haven't made an environment where having kids is feasible. You like, who wants to go to a hospital and lose their entire life savings for one baby and be in like medical debt forever? Like, no, people aren't going to want to do that. It's like, you can't really do much. You can't really do much. Lit RPGs? No, not really, no. The closest I've gotten to something like that was I did used to be an avid reader of Order of the Stick. I did used to read a lot of Order of the Stick, which is probably the closest to like one of those sort of things. And I liked Order of the Stick, and I just at some point I think he did hit like a big hiatus, or like I just got busy with life. And the fact that it's still going is kind of bananas. The fact that Order of the Stick is still like a series that keeps on going is just fucking bananas. But yeah, I've not read any lit RPGs for sure. Yeah, no family funding either, yeah. No society safety net, only children, yeah. See, it's just like that. It sucks. I would like people to have kids. I think I would like a kid someday. Will it be feasible for me to have kids? Well, I'm gonna work on like finding a partner first, and we'll go from there. We'll go from there before I worry about kids. But like, I think I would still like one. Luckily, the benefit for being a OG, a male hag, is that I what's it called? Is that I don't have to worry about my eggs becoming decrepit. Yippee, let's go. I did find out recently that like there's actually, so I used to have the hag tag back when it was kind of like tagging was new, and I thought it would be fun. And I kept it on for a while, and apparently at some point it just dropped off. I don't remember, like I must have been something I did. Like I must have manually turned it off. But I don't remember the reason. And I was like, oh, that's been off for a while. And it's like, there's actually like enough people using like OG-san as a tag for like male hags. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna do that. So if you're wondering about that, which you probably know what it is, but like I feel like I need to explain myself. Someday tag. Also, thank you, Jay, for the hydrate. Let me get a little bit of this dude's like, this is messy as shit looking, but I assure you this will all come together very nicely. There we go. Big stretchy. Let's go. I have no idea he was a... Hey, there we go. That's a fun one. Hack time. That's a very specific emote. You have really fucking specific emotes sometimes. Holy shit. But yeah. Let's see, what about the... Oh, I just missed a big thing. Spends you a fuck huge bill, you said? Sometimes, like, it's tricky because, like, sometimes the hospital bill is gigantic, but there's also the incentive for insurance, at least in the US, to, like, not pay you out. Also, yeah, have yourself a good night. Take it easy, yo. Like, it's, sometimes, like, the like, I think I mentioned this before, and, well, I mean, no, that was without insurance. I think I mentioned before that, like, I got hit by a car once, and that was a fun ride. Like, the insurance, basically will only, like, go after people if they think they can 100% get money. Otherwise, they're just gonna try to, like, just try to wait as long as possible. Oh yeah, no, it's for context that time. It's just kind of that joke now of like, oh, she's a hag, her eggs are shriveled, but you can reawaken a dying star, and it's always like those like fertility drugs or whatever. It's just like a bajillion fertility drugs stacked up together. Yeah, yeah. I've lived an interesting life of injury-ish. I'm doing pretty good though. But yeah, no, I remember I guess at that time I was without insurance. I do remember getting hounded by the other person's insurance, but other than that, I also like other stuff is just kind of tricky. It do be like that. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you can keep going. Like if you're lucky, sometimes you can keep going for a while. I know. It's very funny. There's the whole thing about like vaccines and autism. When like one of the big things about potentially that happening is, I believe, like just kind of just like older parents. So like, and no one's ever gonna stop older parents from fucking. Old people do be fucking, and they should, as they should. There were $10 of drugs at you. Oh shit! Oh yo, let's go. Hell yeah. Is that up right now? Is that like a thing I can like take a look at and like post and whatnot? If that's still work in progress, I'll just keep an eye out for it. I'll keep an eye out for it. Oh, but thank you. Hell yeah, I do really like it when people draw art of me or get art commission and stuff like that. It do be good. It do be nice. Look at this. Got so many of these like goofy little fingers. It's gonna be good. Like once I get these two guys done, I'm pretty sure my like I do need to do another homunculus. So it's not like my Sultanate army is gonna be like 100% complete, but it'll be more so there. Oh yeah, no, there's like it's basically, yeah, there's like a whole infrastructure to having a child. Like it's why people have like villages and shit. Because like, yeah, you do kind of need a community. Like sure you could have a kid in the middle of nowhere with your like small farming like family, but even those small farming families would have like, you know, more farming families. Like you do need that infrastructure and that support and whatnot. And if you don't, you're just not gonna. I get all the fucking angles on this guy. So once again, I'm already at that like, should I just glue him? No, I should not glue this lad to base. I should not glue this lad to base yet. He's still very much. I gotta get my various stuffs together. There we go. Our kids raised by wolves. Well, we did get Rome that way, so you know, maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe that's the way to do it. Wait, hold on. What about the loofahs in the nursing home? Oh god, no, that sounds like a bad time. That sounds like a bad time having to do with any sort of like nursing home clinging. Roma mention. I don't know what the clinch fist for Rome is. I have neutral feelings about Rome at any given time. Some people have strong feelings about that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, comparing people to pandas is actually like it is funny, like, haha, look at that panda. He just, like, lounges around and eats all day. And he doesn't do anything. The panda don't fuck. And then I'm just looking at myself painting a bunch of minis. Like, well, I mean, I get it. Mr. Panda, I get it. I understands. I understand, Panda. I'll have to give this guy some more stuff going on. I don't use the skin color very much. This is the dark flesh tone from Vallejo, but it looks pretty good. Definitely gonna need some like highlights and whatnot, but looking pretty good. Good thing with my people, also fair. Let's see. All right, so we got you. This other guy, I want to try tan earth for this. So I got this like tan. I got like barbarian skin, and they look really similar. But this is one of these color combos that I wonder if like they look similar, but one is just going to highlight a lot better. Yeah, probably. I think it's probably like that. Oh, poor Mr. Panda doesn't got any insurance. Well, Mr. Panda, get some insurance, buddy. Well, the panda at least gets to get that, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna eat delicious bamboo all day. Yeah. Just think of that. Like, what was that? There's an account of some Roman guy that was like really upset with like people in like the general like British Isles about their like, these guys are, this like this like Roman general guy's like, I hate these people. They're aggravating. And anytime that they get stressed, they just go out into the swamps and just submerge themselves until they feel better. And it's like, no, I don't think it was Julius Caesar. I think it was just some kind of like generic, like I say, it's funny just saying generic general, but like I don't think this guy was known for anything. I think he was just having like I'm having some issues. It's like, well, it's like I'm usually not a big fan of those kind of like Wojak kind of like whatever things. That's like one of the few that I think has like some humor component to them. And as if they get parental leave and insurance, I don't think so. We don't. I don't think we have like a Jane Goodall for pandas. I don't think we got a Jane Goodall for pandas yet. That might change though. Who knows? I mean, for all I know, I could go up to the pandas and be like, "Yo, pandas, it's time. You know what you must do." But once again, I also don't have a right because like, look at me, I'm painting minis. But yeah. But I just was not paying super attention to the music. I just heard the fucking like, the Inferno Cop OST is fucking amazing. It's real good. It's really, really good. But specifically, I really like the very last song of the Inferno Cop, which is this one. It's okay. Someday we'll find a someday we will either what's it called? We'll either invent a panda whisperer, or like, you know how like in like what's it called? In like Looney Tunes, whenever they get stuck on a deserted island and they start looking at the other one like steaks. We'll make like a version of that just kind of like, whenever they get hungry, they'll just look at another panda. Like something will happen here. Yeah, they're not. I mean, unfortunately, there's a couple of animals that like are just kind of bad at being animals. I mean, a lot of the animals that are bad at being animals were like in areas where it's like the pressure to be a good animal was not particularly high. It's like, you know, there's some places that it's like, oh yeah, like what's going on here? Well, every now and then there's a rainstorm, but other than that, the temperature is mild. There's really not any predators. All the prey, like every now and then, like a fox will show up and like eat like a turtle. But other than that, it's pretty chill. And then when those get demolished, all the animals are like, oh, our only way of survival was to be on easy mode. What do we do now? And then those, they die. But, you know, sometimes that happens naturally when it's like, yeah, we're just like, you know, we're the valley of little guy ubu soft animals. Nothing bad could happen to us, and it'll be like a fucking like meteor strike or a volcano or whatever, and you're like, oh no, they're dead. They're super dead. But also, like, you know, all the times that like that gets inflicted on them by people, that's where things get a little tricky, because it's like, you know, that's not like it's not that it's ever there. Like if a volcano explodes and like covers an island in volcanic ash and everything starves to death, that's not their fault either. But like, you know, that was at least nature kind of just arbitrarily just saying, think fast, chuckle nuts, as opposed to humans doing it because, like, you know, more land and whatnot. At the very least, that's like a kind of just like cosmic like coincidence kind of dealio. Yippee, let's go. Life-ending asteroid, my beloved. Oh, life-ending asteroid. Really, truly one of the greatest. Yeah, oh yeah, there's like a bunch of like animals like that parrot or whatever. Wasn't it also an issue with dodos, where dodos were just like, I don't know what's going on. Hello there, Mr. Frog. How's it going? And they just they're fucking eaten. I know there's like a couple of animals that died because they were too friendly, and that's a real shame. It's amazing that the cats and dogs survived as long as they did, because, you know, they had to make that leap from like, you're friendly, but I'm also hungry, to you're friendly. What if I domesticate you over a long, like thousands year process to make you into like my bud? You don't have digestive checks for bamboo diet, which is what wait, so wait, do bamboo, so like, I know koalas have that for eucalyptus, where koalas basically can barely handle eucalyptus, because it's effectively a poison, but it's also their favorite, so they just sit all day just being like, koalas are like one of those things that like got ruined by finding out about, like, other animals. You learn about them, you're like, oh, I have a newfound appreciation for whatever. And then koalas, you're like, oh yeah, no, they're full of STDs and they're mean and they eat poison all day. And they're stupid because they eat poison all day. And you're like, oh, okay. How are you not dead? How did you, I guess just being cute really does, is just like, being cute is just such an evolutionary advantage a lot of times. Just give it, just give pandas 10,000 years. They'll work their shit out. They'll be fine. They'll be good after a while. Any pairs of pigs to create. Oh, the pigs ate them. Okay. So that was, I know that. So I know there are some animals that died from being too friendly, but like, so it sounded like dodos just got snacked on, and pigs, getting snacked on by pigs is awful. Like it's almost worse than being hunted to death, because like to a certain degree, I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's like it feels weird because it kind of sounds like the opposite of what I said earlier, but at least that's like an intentional death, as opposed to just pigs just be like, you're looking mighty scrumptious. How you doing, K-Mappy? How you doing? You're also looking mighty scrumptious. Yeah, there we go. How you doing, nerd? How you doing? I had to. 100 was beautiful. Hey, let's go. On there. I'm working on my Janissary lads. Losing the whales, but quality. Yeah, but then I also learn about the way whales are kept in captivity, and their stuff is also not great either. Yeah, I guess their adaptation is just like, I guess like, fuck you, we'll live on poison. I guess that is a way to do it. Yeah, we're talking about apparently pigs ate a lot of dodo eggs, which caused the dodos to die out. I mean, I'm sure there's also like, we're being hunted too. I also just remember vaguely that there was like a couple of like ship crashes before, and they found that like the local birds were just like weird flightless birds, and they were just like easy pickings. Or they would just be like, oh, cool, oh no, we've crashed on this deserted island. What will we ever do? And just every little local animal's like, how's it going there, buddy? And would just instantly be rendered into snack. Get ground up into treats. Get the bases like roughly done-ish. I need to figure out what to do with the cables as well. I think the cables I'm gonna do like gray, except for when they're like, I want the cables that are like actively connected to be like glow red, but all the ones that aren't just to be kind of like a rubbery gray or whatever. There's a blue gray somewhere. Let me do that actually. There we go. Rodriguez Solitaire. Rodriguez Solitaire sounds like a rad as shit. I'm sure that's an animal. I'm sure that's like an animal, but like if you also told me that was like a really cool Desperado, I would also believe you. Do I want to do the orange? Yeah, let's get a little bit of orange, and I can kind of use that to base some stuff. How are you, Dodo? Why do you look like a snack? Ah, got him. How you doing? Oh, yeah. It turns out for them, the "I'm just a little guy" excuse doesn't work. The "I'm just a little guy" defense is only works so well. Still mixes pretty good. Probably, I don't think I'm gonna hit like orange for everything right now. That would kind of look. Hey, there we go. Definitely gonna need a couple coats, but this is why I'm doing everything pink, because the pink eventually becomes orange. And it looks pretty baller. Now the tricky thing is I need to figure out what to do with their pants. Maybe actually doing like a Stonewall gray and then maybe doing like an off-white over it. Like, that might be the way to go. It's just a little guy arms race where it just gets like, I guess that's how you end up with like hamsters and shit. Hamsters technically are apex little guys. You buy hamsters, they just kind of chill around. Their entire purpose is just being a little guy, and then they die. Like that's it. They are the apex little guys. I could do a bit of a dry brushing actually. Maybe, I don't know. I'm hitting that stage where I'm like, what parts do I want to do now? Yeah, they're getting grays on. There we go. Evolving back in now. I mean, if crabs, if there is a whole cycle of things evolving into crabs, I can imagine maybe something would kind of evolve. Like, it wouldn't be the exact same, but just roughly into the shape of a thing that this already died. It'll happen, I guess. Yeah, cats. I mean, it's also, I think it's just because like dogs were bred for more utilitarian purposes. It's like, what are you? You're my alarm clock. What are you? You're my guard dog. What are you? You're here to watch my sheep. Cat, what are you here to do? Eat a rat and be warm. Cool. So yeah, so you kind of got that thing where it's like a lot of cats are just kind of like, you know, there's variations, and it's not that like there's never been a cat that's been bred with purpose, but I think the purpose of cats are like in ancient times was like pretty universal as opposed to dogs. Lobsters would be good too. Aren't lobsters like effectively immortal if I remember right? I remember lobsters genetically immortal. Okay, I think there's also there's still a bit of paint drying on these lads too. I might give them a little weight. So I think I'm gonna do when I'm waiting for them to dry. I could get this little bit on there. You know, lobsters evolve into crabs. That's fucked up. They don't know how good they got it. They don't know how good they got it. Do like a darker wood. Do a charred brown for the wood. These bases were kind of half-assed a little bit. I'm a little whatever. So something I've been doing lately. Check this out. I've been using more bases with spackling. So what this base is a layer of cork, a 3D printed pillar, another layer of cork. I put a little skull there, and I use spackle to kind of like fuse the bits together. And then like you can kind of see where like some of the stuff ripped off. There's just like that I used a bunch of like not a huge amount of like sand texture paste. It turned out pretty good. That might be maybe it's one I could paint like really dark real quick. Capacity was evolution positive, so didn't so great. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's like the thing about bullshit, but you can never like I for many years believed that bullshit where it's like the Komodo dragon's spit wasn't venomous; it was just filled with bacteria. I try to stop saying that because, like, you know, I found out that was untrue, and it made me big sad. Because it's funny, because like functionally the idea of like having stupid venomous bite and like a stupid like bacterial bite ends up at the same place of like you bite a thing and it dies. But I think there was something that was like the plague lizard. The plague lizard. Like that was just always kind of like really rad to me growing up. How you doing, son? Welcome. How you doing? Some more deterioration. Oh yeah, you get like a couple, yeah, you get that kind of like, I mean, yeah, you get the like Pangea thing, but there are just like a lot of things that, like, you know, there are strategies that work. There are strategies that work, which does lead to the occasional very similar looking thing. Which is fine. So, I got that on there. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I can use that. Oh, there we go. Oh, big pop on the shoulder. Yeah, I think it's just like, you know, if a strat works, especially like a shallow water ambusher, it's like it's hard to beat that. I mean, there's probably IRL Beast of Nurgle. They have to exist. I just haven't looked super hard. I don't really do animal research like I used to as a child. And by animal research, I was like, oh, adopted parents, please, it is me, Hal. I'm but a small street urchin, and oh, can I have a book? Can I have a book about animals? At the Scholastic Book Fair, please. I would love to have a book about animals at the Scholastic Book Fair. And I would get them. I would get that. I never got zoo books, though. Zoo books were always like one of those things that were just always on TV, but they were just never like real, if that made any sense. Like my family would never get a zoo books, but like, yeah, if it was at like the library or like a Scholastic Book Fair, I would pick up animal books. I love the fuck out of those. They were so good. Were so good. Also, I'm really digging the. So I saw a thing where basically the idea is you take spackle and like you kind of fill in the gaps of your base, and then you take a sculpting knife and you kind of cut sideways. You cut sideways to sort of carve it, and it makes it like it seals up the gaps, but also kind of just makes it look like this looks like a pretty natural hole, more or less. There's like a couple of little bits where it's like I think. One of those was there was two pieces of this terrain that was sort of embedded in there, but I think that only that one's good. Oh, we got the skull too, which is fine. Yeah, look at this. Look how good this turned out. Yippee. I'm gonna hit that up. Yeah, dinosaur books. Eyewitness was like probably my favorite. it blew my mind that like years later when I was playing Mass Effect, the fucking Elusive Man was the guy from the people like I know the Elusive Man's actor is in a lot of things, but I was like, no shit, it's the Eyewitness Man. It's the Eyewitness Man. How you doing, Starlet? How you doing? Welcome. We're talking about animal books. But yeah, no, I haven't really done any animal book reading as an adult. The whimsy is gone. I'm reading Warhams. I'm reading books that make me dumber. There we go. Oh yeah, it still does. Like it's still good. It's still really good. Let's do a little bit of dry brush. I don't think I've ever tried dry brushing gold onto the tarnished blue. I usually have done like copper and stuff. I'm curious what gold will look like for this. I'll do his little chesty bit. There we go. I was looking for my gold. Martin does do good work. He really, really does. There's my... Unfortunately, my itty bitty, like my little extra nubbin dry brush, like this one, has actually gotten like too small. Like I think unfortunately once you get to this size, and like I think while also some of these were synthetic bristles, so like this thing is basically like nigh unusable. I did order some new brushes though. I ordered some small dry brushes from what was it called? I ordered a couple of small dry brushes from Artist Opus. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll splurge a little bit on some dry brushes because I use the fuck out of those. Hate this though. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll try the Evil Chrome again. I think Evil Chrome would be the way to go for that. Oh yeah, no, see, the disaster movies were pretty good. It's the Dino Kid from Michael vs. the Machines. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. But yeah, no, I was a big Dino Kid. I've always liked lizards and reptiles and dinosaurs and stuff like that. Like that's definitely been a constant in my life. I still like all those things a lot. That's one of the reasons I was excited to actually own a pet snake when I got like old enough to like live on my own. This one, let's go. What? Hold on. Weird. I thought I touched something wet, and I was like, that's really strange. Hungry to send... Oh, how do you pasta get hungrier? Pasta's like one of those things that will absolutely fill my shit up. Like, that's like legitimately impressive to be able to do that. I'm in awe. I'm in awe of the pasta consumption. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good for stippling, but like I figured that the other brushes that are coming in are also gonna be pretty good too. Gonna get all these. Yeah, there we go. Just keep layering on this Evil Chrome until it feels good. Maybe I might need to go back and also hit up a couple. I think this is one of those like dry brush techniques too for this this color that I'm gonna need to hit it up a couple times. Not the worst though. Oh, thank you. This is I kind of forgot that I have like a couple of Uma Musume songs that are just has snuck their way into my playlist. So like even though I'm kind of cooled off on Horse Game a bit, they'll still sneak their way in. They'll still sneak their way in, and it's like I still like I think what I need to do is I just need to watch the Uma Musume like anime and movies and stuff like that. I think that's where I'm gonna get the most enjoyment. Where it's like the game is fun, but I only really get a good chance to play it when I'm like at the guild working, like during like a lunch break. Because otherwise, if I'm at home, there's other things I need to be doing instead. There's other uses of my time that I should be prioritizing, like the video, which is coming out good. I will forever have to fight the ghost that is like, oh god, I'm not doing this at like. Once again, it's always, I think the tricky thing too with doing YouTube that I've been running into is like, I have to compare myself to every other person who does a thing on YouTube and like all their polish and whatnot. How you doing, Kami? Welcome. I didn't get to say anything because I was just going live, but I saw you talk about doing like Chaos Voton, which sounds pretty legit. I was thinking about doing that at one point as well, but I ended up actually managing to sell a couple of my Voton models to my shop, and because I was like, I don't think I'm going to do anything with these. And I've tried to like my shop is very interesting. They have like a really good used bin, but the stuff they actually take are kind of random. So like they took my Voton and stuff like that, but when I tried to trade in some high elves, they're like, oh, these are too old. I'm like, you just got a release of high elves for the old world. These would totally work for that. I was able, so someone at the store though, when I did that, they were just like, hey, you're selling the Phoenix, right? I was like, yeah. Okay, we can make this work. So that was work. That was working. Hey, let's go. Glad that is on the way. I'm glad that is on the way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can definitely mix those parts together. I was 3D printing some Chaos Dwarf helms. I still have somewhere in the back of my closet a bunch of the regular bodies. I might use them for like some other project. I don't know what I'd like. I might still make a couple of them, but maybe I'd just do them for like 3rd edition 40k, or I could even use them for a Horus Heresy militia. That actually be kind of fun. Like a couple random militia dudes. That's way too thick. Not too bad. Getting this all grimed up, getting all this all tarnished. I think I just need to, I'll keep hitting this with some layers, but right now we're kind of seeing that like, yeah, it's coming. It's coming together. Yeehaw, let's go. There we go. How you doing, Toastburn Dark? I'm going pretty good. I've been working on these two lads today, and they're so far we're going pretty good. It's like one of those things. It's like they're coming along, but I still got like quite a bit to go, which is fair. You guys are sort of like another like in between. I did finish my my chaos my Hal Vorback. So I've used Uhu Glue before. I used Uhu Glue before, but I've decided to use thicker Uhu Glue for them, and it's actually been pretty baller. I'll have to the results will probably be up on Monday. How do I equip them? So I've been typically playing around like 900 points. I have a Brazen Bull kind of stock built. I have with a Bombard and a big fucking Zephyr, Titan Zephyr. I have a Homunculus that has a very similar setup where it's just like the Titan Zephyr and then just like a regular ass shield. Should just do like a quick paint thing on there. I have two Alchemists. One of them is this is a weird choice for my end. I give both of them reinforced armor. I don't do full alchemist armor because that shit's expensive. That would be something to upgrade into over the course of a campaign. One of them has a sniper rifle. The other one has a machine gun. Now, the machine gun is a weird choice because they're not heavy. I mean, what's it called? They're not strong. So you have to like really set up the location for him. But once you do, the fact that you can use the alchemical stuff to give all those shots flaming is really banging. It's really banging to do so. And then the sniper you can keep you can basically, for a mission, like, I've not really done any missions where I need to move models across the board. I keep my alchemist fucking parked. If you have enough money, give one of them the elixir that gives them tough. Otherwise, I keep them in the back and just try to plink off damage with like the sniper rifle and stuff. Because the sniper rifle, especially too, alchemists have +2 range normally. And then snipers will give you an additional +1, so there's a very good chance you might have a chance of doing critical damage, which is really good for picking off armored dudes. How you doing, Burrito? Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, that's you got a bone to pick with me. It's just because I'm not painting a skeleton right now. I got a bone to pick with you. But yeah, that's how I do mine. So far, it's worked pretty good. People are pretty scared of my alchemists. The fire damage is quite a bit. Some extra hands. What I do for my alchemists is I paint little alchemical horror guys to kind of run behind them. Skeleton of jokes. Jerry went to bed, motherfucker. Why you do this? Are you guys coordinating now? The problem is though, your approach was good. The jokes were good, but you needed to have a skeleton. You need to have a skeleton need to appear first for that to be humorous. Crusade was in a skirmish game. See, I like it because it's a skirmish game personally. I like it because it's a skirmish game, but I understand that some people want more. You are the skeleton. I thought you were a burrito. I thought you were a burrito. Are you lying to me? But yeah, no, the Uhu glue has been really, really nice for the Halvor back. Like I said, I should have a video of like a rotator video of them up on Monday. Like a line. Oh, there's like something that like got like stuck on there. Get a little bit on there as well. How you doing, Chieftain? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I mean, it makes sense, though, because, like, here's the thing. It's really hard to convince, like, you know, Warhammer is sort of like the big game, and it's really hard to be like, hey, Warhammer player, you're going to be very unlikely to want to switch off of Warhammer. How about you paint a gigantic army? There's a war game called Sludge that I enjoy a lot, but it asks for, like, a starter game for someone to paint, like, 50 goddamn models. And for an indie war game, I really like it. It's really fun, but that's a hard ask. That's a hard ask. So I totally get the idea, which it's like the alternative is you do a skirmish game, which is something that you can easily manage and potentially scale up. Like the people have mentioned that the interest is there, but if you go too big, people will just be like, no, because like there's been big games that have died since then. Like Wrath of Kings, My Beloved, required a decent amount of models. Or even like you get a couple ones like the Song of Ice and Fire war game, which is doing it's doing okay. It's Cool Mini or Not that's dying, which on one hand good, on the other hand like man that's a shame because that game's actually legitimately very rad. Getting that on there. Paint 50 models. Yeah, that's also true. A lot of people just don't paint their Warhams, so they're not going to paint like 50 other models. I'm bone-in burrito. You like your burritos boneless. There we go. Army game. Oh god, the fucking... See, I think the weird thing with the other side is that I think their idea was kind of neat of like, yeah, you know, they're pre-assembled. I just never found that game in stock anywhere. I just never found the other side in stock, and like... Pre-assembled stuff always gets into a weird spot where like sometimes the quality is kind of eh. I have one model from the other side. One of them, like, so like one of my groups has a communal bits box. So I got one of the Abyssinian like ninja guys. There we go. The lad. So like maybe like there we go. Side. So like maybe one of these days I'll use him for something. Like he could be, he's got the right like equipment for like a Trench Crusade shock trooper, which is maybe that's what I'll do with him. Maybe that's the way to go. When Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. I still have my 2 current games to finish up. Barkley, I cannot imagine is going to be a huge amount of streams. It's not a particularly long game. Like the how long to play said it was like roughly 12 hours, which feels about right. Yeah, it was that, like, the British, the Burning Man, and there's, like, spooky underwater things, I think, vaguely? Once again, it's like, I think there's, like, wasn't the other side one of those games that was, like, kickstarted, and then people, like, you know, if you're in the Kickstarter, you got a lot of shit, and if you didn't go into the Kickstarter, you just didn't play the game. It's actually, the Abyssinians seem pretty neat, but yeah, no, it just, like, I've never seen a game of that played. I would like to. But then again, I also would just like to do more Malifaux. I haven't done any Malifaux stuff in a hot minute. We got the top of his head thing. Did I do that for you? There we go. Oh, the gibbering horde. Yeah. They seem neat. I'm also like at some level one of those people that like I would play basically any war game. Like I just like I think war games are neat, but it's just the time commitment is always going to be like the big one. Like if that was like I don't know. I've seen people do wargaming as a day job, like as like a thing, as like a online influencer man. In theory, that could be feasible, but like that would be like many moons later. When Warhammer 3, like with us, like it's like a community thing, maybe. No, I don't Warhammer 3 playthroughs take like a million billion hours to get anywhere. Like I don't think that'd be feasible to do without like you basically like have to schedule like a group for that thing. Sometimes what's the shortest Warhammer 3 campaign you've ever played? Like in just like number of rounds. Like I can't imagine that any of them were particularly quick. 5 hours. Oh damn, okay. Is that like a rush strategy thing? How do you get one 5 hours? Scroll key dies immediately. Oh, okay. So it's like so you can get it for like a gimmick thing, but that wouldn't work for like a multiplayer game though, would that? No, that would be for fucking forever. Yeah. Like on paper, I really like the idea of owning a game store, but yeah, no, those are where money and dreams go to die. That's where money and dreams go to die. Okay, so the 5-hour game is you basically build like a very gimmicky snowball army. Okay, I mean that's cool. That is cool. You can do that though. That is fun. That is a option. You should try out Trench Crusade. Trench Crusade's really fun. Trench Crusade's really neat. And you could use a lot of there's a lot of minis people doing shit now, especially if you have a 3D printer. 3D printers are pretty legit, but if not, there's other places you can get. Usually like a bunch of like historical kits. You get some other stuff like that. If you want to play, also, yeah, you'll never play games either, just because it is a business, it is a store. I think unfortunately the platonic ideal is one that just isn't true with reality, where you're just like, yeah, I love games, so I just kind of like manage to I think it's like bits of pop culture and bits of other stuff where it's just like, oh yeah, I'll just manage to store and I'll play some games and it'll be fun and cool and I'll get to talk about the shit I like. I just don't think that's a particularly feasible way just to live your life, unfortunately. I wish it was. I do wish it was. I wish that was like a thing you could do. There we go. They're coming together now. Really, my LGS is weird that it's technically like a weird co-op run by like several people. But I still don't see anyone ever really playing a game there, unless it's like an off-hours thing. But even then, everyone who's behind the counter does not have time for anything. It's still technically in like a pre-release state. The books were delayed until the winter, I believe, surprising no one. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I like Trench Crusade, and like they were right to set the deadlines that they did. I've done enough Kickstarters that I know that nothing ever releases on time on Kickstarter. That's just the rules of Kickstarter. Things always get out of hand. Things like there's always like some delay. I don't hold it against them or anything. It's just like, when they were like, oh yeah, the book is gonna release in like June. I was like, that's not happening. I would love it if it did. That's not happening. That's just how it is. Man, I wish war was real. I don't know. The thing is, all the war games I play, if any of mine were real, everyone would be murdered horribly by like creatures and beasts from beyond the stars or from hell and whatnot. I'm fully on the like, I would not want to ever be in any of my own armies. Everybody's pretty legit. We'll play games when they're closed. Yeah. Oh god, one just fucking ran. Oh, that's a thing. Huh. Yeah. The weirdly, the one that I've seen work the most is there's a guy who runs like not a game store, but like runs like a different estate. Like I've seen ones where like a tattoo parlor will sort of like close for the night and then they'll get their buddies to go and then they'll just fucking play like war games and stuff like that. I found that seems to be more consistent for actually playing games as a business owner than a game store, which is weird, but also kind of makes sense. What to do on the... Oh, that's pretty good. That's nice to actually have in like that level of like, oh god, I've got like my backlog stuff done. My backlog is forever, especially because like I think I'll show him like more on screen a sec once I get like this little leg bit. I've been in the process of just like putting together some models out of some like bits and stuff like that. Let's see. Get that. Let me get that gooch. The magical trench gooch. But yeah, I've been working on like, so maybe on Tuesday I'll be painting this lad. It's going to be like my third Lord Exultant, aka this guy's more of a generic Chaos Lord, but he's equipped for a Lord Exultant, so I'm okay with it. Like, cause he's using the Chaos Spawn arm with some like fabric wrapped around it. Stormcast arm, got some helmets in the back. And then I got this guy. Maybe I'm also kind of want to paint him too, my Master's Signals. I got two options for things I might want to paint, and I don't know which one just yet for Tuesday. There we go. Oh yeah, dealing with wizards for a game store is fucking... Yeah, between them and G-dubs, like dealing with these big it sucks once again, like these big entities control a lot of games, and as a game store you're like, well, I guess I gotta deal with them too if I would like to get any stock. This shit do be pretty brutal. I'm gonna probably need to touch this up a bit more once I start doing some orange. That'll be fine though. Yeah, I've got to the point where I can regularly hear the "oh god, my penis bit." Like like I used to, like, you know, they're pretty obvious in the video, but then actually like in the song I would just always seem to miss it. Like, okay, now I've listened to it enough that it's like, okay, there it is. There it is. There's the line. You said the line. Go. I don't know what I would say my favorite part is. I weirdly enough, I really like the version that somebody did that was a remix about like having back pain, because now that I know two Teto songs that are about getting old and having your back hurt, which is very funny. You buddy, look at you. I don't see, it's just like a throwaway joke. I don't think taking it too seriously is probably like not a thing anyone should do. It's just like a little throwaway gag. Now it's time to get some. Oh, there we go. Oh, got the fucking scalp. Yeah, it's like, so they did a Lords of Silence like actual physical book that had like annotations, and I think I just didn't even like bother to try to look into getting it because I was like, yeah, scalpers are just gonna get this anyway. Also, like I forgot that G-dubs, when they do special editions of their book, those special editions are ungodly expensive. I was like, oh yeah, this is probably gonna be what, like $30? It's like, it was like 60 or some shit. I was like, I'm good. I like Lords of Silence, but maybe not that much. Make sure this is like the right angle. Looks like we're on ad break. Let's just... We'll need to like retouch up the flesh in a couple bits, but it's fine. All right, there we go. We're at Agile. Yippee! Let's go. Yeah, the ads come first, all. It do be like that sometimes. The unseeable, the unspeakable, the forbidden gooch. Gooch comes for us all. Look at the orange bits. This is definitely, it's coming out relatively good. I still need to get like I need to get the cables and like the straps. Yeah, the lad's already starting to come together nice. It's like I have one of the basic Janissaries, and I was just kind of like, well, he's fine, but he just never really fit the vibe of my own Sultanate stuff, which is like very, like, I like the idea of like kind of like alchemists doing like kind of forbidden-y things, which I think is like a very nice, like, fun thing to do. And like use like the regular alchemist and like the homunculi kind of like show that off in like the main line, but for everything else, it just kind of doesn't really work. These guys are mostly Bestiarum models. This is like a Bestiarum body with some kitbash tweaks and stuff on there. Look at you coming together, buddy. Hell yeah. Sitting there as well. I missed pink like right here, so I'm hoping I could just still paint that directly on there and like not have to worry about. Oh. There we go, there we go, there we go. But yeah, no, it's that used to legitimately that did used to be like a dream of mine that like I would eventually own a game store. Which is funny because the most successful game store I've seen is there's a extended family member who kind of did like he really leaned in on that like I am a like web game store, but also is like stocking a bunch of like older copies of Pokemon, stuff like that. He's like one of those guys that like, the best way to say it, like autistic in like a business sense. Where it's like the kind of thing of like min-maxing the numbers to make something like that work, and just like, oh yeah, no, these are like, I don't think he was actively scalping anything. Like, I don't think it was anything quite like that, but it was more just like running the numbers on like the optimal amount of like which Pokemon sets to carry, and like which ones to get like Japanese versions of and stuff like that. I still find everything with Pokemon to be wild for like actually like buying Pokemon. Something else I did end up in like a weird rabbit hole today was Beyblade. I forget what exactly led me on that journey, but I discovered that Beyblade X is a thing now. So I guess recently-ish they rebooted Beyblade, which isn't like a surprising thing. That's, you know, that's pretty standard. But apparently what they've done is they've done some like kind of tweaks to like the arena, which actually makes it sound like really, really fun. Like I played like a little bit of Beyblade, and it was just like a thing that was like very short term in like my local area when I was in like middle school. Maybe it's middle school. Maybe it's either like middle school or like early high school or something like that. But they have like a part of the arena now where there's like teeth grooves on the edge of the arena, where like if you hit the side of that, it'll actually like guide your Beyblade around the edge and then go straight to the middle. And it just kind of just like pushes them there and like accelerates them slightly. I'm like, oh, that's rad as shit. Oh, that's incredibly rad. Oh my god. Big, yeah. It was like one of those things that like I grew up in a really small town. Yeah, I don't think I think my weight was metal, but everything else on mine was plastic. The new ones apparently are metal at the top, but like plastic in the bottom. Which seems to work, I guess, for the setup they're doing, because apparently there's like a victory point thing, or if you cause your opponent's Beyblade to like explode. So I guess they're kind of leaning into that, which is neat. That was 23 years ago. Oh god, what? Yeah, I don't remember when so like Beyblades are one of those things too that like my local stores never carried them. There's always that kind of like whimsy of a Toys R Us, where it's just like all the shit we could never find locally, because like locally it was just like, where do you go? Walmart, Kmart, if your town is real spicy. I grew up in like a real small town, like a real small. Actually, the funny thing is I grew up in two small towns. Like when my adopted parents divorced, one of them lived in one small town and the other lived in another small town, both in the same state. So it's not like I never really got like city parrot, country parrot. I just got two variations of country parrot, which is just kind of amusing. Oh, it's definitely a skirmish game. Typically a starting, like 700 Ducat, which is like the starting campaign force, will maybe have like between like 6 to 10 models, depending on how elite you go. I tend to go overly elite, and I haven't been punished for it yet. But like some armies could have a lot more, especially if you do like the Abyssinians for New Antioch, which really benefits spamming like a lot of like smaller dudes, because they get bonuses for attacking the same model. So yeah, you typically will have like your leader. You'll have like maybe like a big model, or like you want to get a bunch of the elites, which sometimes they're bigger, but a lot of times they're also on just like 32mm bases, and like a couple of chaff boys, and that'll get you started really. That's pretty much it for like what you need. Oh. Super duper white top. Oh, so the funny thing is, like, what happened is I believe my at the time stepbrother, he got like a very normal one, like one that behaves normally. I went for this blue one that had this weird jumping gimmick. The jumping gimmick was like you hit it in a certain area. And it just causes them to pop up. with the idea that like it would like uppercut your opponent, but also like if your opponent hit it like right, it would just pop on its own, which is incredibly shitty. It was really bad. Like I bought a gimmick Beyblade because the idea sounded neat, and I just got fucking trounced. Oh, that you would want you have kind of two options. You got the Sultanate, which is sort of the more like Muslim Middle East faction. But you do also got Abyssinian New Antioch, which is another one that would sort of work as well. That's sort of more like Africa, Middle East, if that makes any sense. But in kind of Ethiopia areas for the Abyssinian stuff. But yeah, so Sultanate's really cool. Sultanate is a weird faction where like the main Sultanate faction is not good. This is not me trying to drive you away from the Sultanate. What happens is the main Sultanate is kind of like little bits of all the other fun like sub stuff. But once you get to the sub factions, that's where I think the army really shines. Like you can do like there's an assassin one where you basically run like 3 assassins and a couple of their dorks, and your assassins get access to like unique weapons and like teleporting bows and stuff like that, which is really fucking good and really fucking cool. And you don't need that many models because assassins will eat up all your points. The other option is I do the House of Wisdom, which is like the Alchemist faction. You don't get a lot of the traditional rank and file, but you get better access to sort of like alchemical horrors. Then there's Defenders of the Iron Wall, which are like the regular dudes. You don't get nearly as much like gimmick models, but you get access to like a cannon, and a lot of your guys are kind of like better from attacking from a higher position. Like you want to get up high and shoot down because like, you know, they've been trained to shoot down from a big fuck off wall, and they're bringing the tactics to the battlefield. So any of those would be pretty good. I'm biased to the Gribbly horrors, so I lean the House of Wisdom. But yeah, any of those would be pretty good. I mean, you could do Vanilla Sultanate and to figure out which like sub faction you like more, and then kind of go into there. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. Like I don't personally, I would not recommend doing it that way, but it is like a thing you could do. You could totally do things that way if you wished. Black Girl's also really baller too. It's really weird. Black Girl's gonna look like a swarm army. You're gonna see the basic unit, the Grail Thrall. You're like, oh, a swarm army. No, not true. Not a swarm army. The Grail's big thing is just being durable, and like you can start with all your elites ready to go. Other factions can't, like, so for the concept of elites in campaigns, elites are the ones that can start gaining skills, and they're harder to kill. Like if a chumpo would kill them in battle, you roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2 they just die. You just lose your elite. You just lose your guy. Elites have a chance of being injured and like, or maybe like coming back with like a scar or whatever. But skills do a lot of really, really cool shit. Grail's big thing is that you can, like, other factions can get like a couple of elites and they have to promote into the rest. Grail can actually start with full elites, which is really, really neat. But also, yeah, they are very much like, they're like midfield shooting. You got really good midfield shooting, and your guys are really hard to kill, especially if you give them like armor 3. And then also, like, they have the inherent Grail resistances. If your opponent's not running fire, they've made them. They're going to have a bad time with Grail. As a Grail player, what's how you doing, Duke? And thank you for the sub. Thank you. I am also putting together some sub goal stuff because I would like to do some sort of a subathon thingy this month, because I would like to get some model stuff going on. Not many model, as in like, you know, Vtuber model stuff. Oh, Black Girls are 100% bad guys. 100% bad guys. Like no ambiguity bad guys. The leader of the Black Grail is Beelzebub, and so the other demons want to specifically, like, you know, sort of like rule Earth or whatever. Beelzebub wants to wipe the world clean of life. Beelzebub is very much like, if you're familiar with like the Great Horned Rat, where Beelzebub's thing is like, yes, I want to be the last one standing on the smoldering husk that is the Earth. That's what Beelzebub craves. Yeah. The worshippers of the Lord of Plague. Nah, they're probably fine. They're just misunderstood, little uwu beans. But no, they're objective. Like, very much so. Even I would say more than 40k. A lot of good guy factions are like dealing with the fact that like all the forces of hell are fucked up, so they're doing some fucked up things. But there's not really a lot of like, I mean, you could do the whole thing like, oh, you worship a god that lives you this world that is filled with suffering. Why not join the court? Then like, you know, you'll get sent to the skin mines. But yeah, the bad guys in Trench Crusade are real bad. You're not having a good time. You're not really having a good time. The Amalgam is a really cool model. The Amalgam is a really, really bitchin' model. Just say for fun. I want to glue you on here just for like a little bit of shit. What do I need? Now we need to get up in the gooch. Get up in that gooch a little bit. I think the gooch is doable. I think I can do that gooch. And that would let me glue them to the base, which would give me a little bit more support, which would be nice. But yeah, no, Beelzebub's fun. Beelzebub's fun. So I used to play Grail more. The only reason I don't is because there's another guy in my area who is I sort of convinced him to run Grail. He's like, I kind of want to do like dude spam or like X sort of strategy. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, Grail would actually be really good for that. He's also a fine purveyor of like I like gribbly little horrors. I tend to do mine like way more gribbly than most people at my shop, but he also does very gribbly little horrors. So like Grail is a good fit for him. Later, Keltamoose. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Wait, what? You have to define what you mean by the big sniper guy. Do you mean the like there's the communicant, which is in fact a good guy. You know, Grail's fun. Grail's very much like almost like I'd argue more like biblical plague. If you want Lovecraftian stuff, eventually you're going to want to get there's like the Church of Metamorphosis, which are basically a bunch of people who found a gate in hell that sort of like predates the known universe, and they're kind of like looking into what the fuck is on the other side of that and transforming into weird shit. Very, very fun. I've found them very, very neat, but they do not have models yet. They're sort of like a wave 2 of factions that are going to be coming out, and those are the ones I'm very interested in. I'm very, very interested. Oh yeah, the communicant tank hunter is a mercenary, but basically works for, I believe at the very least, New Antioch and the Trench Pilgrims. Maybe Sultanate. I don't think so for Sultanate, but I can't 100% say that. Okay, yeah, he's made of Jesus. He's made of Jesus flesh to hunt bad guys. Like that is the least like evil, like the least satanic model you could have found. I mean, if you want to take the idea of that, just like, you know, just like gribble it up a bit or whatever, you could. Like use the model for some stuff, but yeah, no, otherwise very much on Team Jesus. Yeah, that's what I like about Trench Crusade. As somebody who enjoys painting like fucked up little horrible critters, the fact that I don't have to be just all bad guys for that's great. Usually my guys are all bad guys, but not. I think I do stone gray actually for like fabric stuff. I don't think I've ever used it for fabric stuff. I'm probably eventually going to like highlight this with like an off-white sort of deal. Maybe not. Do I want to risk it and glue you to the base, buddy? I have something to grip onto. Yes, let's do that. Yeah, I saw that. They also haven't released their monthly files for a while, which is kind of surprising. I've not seen any of the Westphalia monthly files for them. Am I glue sealed? Rubber thing. I like dig into this real quick. We're in Americans and Russians. Russians, maybe. Americans probably never, because in this setting, like, America wasn't colonized. Like, I'm sure if you want to have like a bunch of trench pilgrims that or just happen to be like very American themed, you can. But yeah, no, in general, America doesn't exist in, like, any real capacity. Supposedly some mention about, like there's very off mentions about the, like, people are like, ooh, factions are doing stuff in North America, but it's kind of like one of those like ambiguous things you like no one really knows about. Yeah, like John Brown and Celta, stuff like that. I also think you could also maybe take like some Mormon stuff and integrate that into Trench Pilgrims, which I think would be kind of neat. But like, yeah, for like, this is I am an American from America. That's not going to be happening in this game. I mean, I'm fully of the like, if you want steampunk American cowboys, paint them. But 100%, if this is one of those games that like, if you're going to wait for the developer just to do something, you're going to be disappointed. You're like, if you're wanting the developers to say, hey, this is the canonical North America, you're going to be waiting for a while, if not forever. So I would make your peace with the idea that that this faction is not going to exist for you, or you're going to need to take some shit in your own hands. You could also do like Native Americans and stuff like that as well. You could totally do that. You could totally do that. But yeah, very much there are people that are just like waiting for certain ideas to manifest, and unfortunately, a lot of those ideas people are waiting to manifest aren't just going to happen. I'm gonna say you're gonna like if some of those things you just want, you're gonna have to do them. Oh, that's the Shrine Anchorite. Yeah, those are Trench Pilgrims. I run the some faction that lets you run 2 of those. And oh boy, oh Shrine Anchorite, my beloved. I really got some weight on that foot, and I don't understand how. I can just kind of do that to like rebuild it up. Very strange. Yeah, Europe has been kind of busy. Though I do like the implication that it was easier to go to space in America. They're like, America's fucked. Space, though? That would be fun, actually, just to, like... I think that's a fun hook for if anyone wanted just to, like, mix some Trench Crusade stuff and some sci-fi. Because that's actually kind of what War Machine did for, like, Warcaster, where they're like, yeah, some people left the main setting, and we don't know what happened to them. And then they're just, like, in the future of this other setting... I always thought that was a very neat thing that, like, Warcaster did. Shame Warcaster just never took off. Like, Warcaster was War Machine trying to do a sci-fi war game. I've heard nothing but good things gameplay-wise, but they had the misfortune of doing a Kickstarter game right before COVID. Which is just like, there's no way they could have known. There's no way they could have known, but that also meant that, like, any sort of, like, in-person games of that game was just, like, dead. It was real fucking tragic shit. Up this as much as I can. I do gotta start getting some of the tube. I figure like I said, any tube that directly connect, I'm gonna do something with that. Yeah, see, Starlight, you get it. You get that. You get that. That's a hard concept. I think it's just like the way culture works now. Like, there's just kind of a thing in like nerd culture, really just kind of like a lot of online culture where it's like, there's people that want like the canonical word from God, give me the okay to do this thing. And, like, some of that might be learned from Warhammer, where it's like, well, like, previously people were just like, yeah, I'm just gonna make my own Space Marine chapter, but there's a lot of people that are like, I will never make a Space Marine chapter that's not one of the canonical ones. Everything else does not exist in my mind. And it's like it's such a sad state. WWX again. So for some reason, WWX made me think of like a wrestling thing. How you doing, nobody? Welcome. How you doing? I'm working on some lads. There we go. Here's one of them glued to a base. Still very much got a lot of detailing to do, but like otherwise he's doing pretty good. Oh no, Walrus Exodus. Oh, okay. I also there's like I've seen bits of Eldorado too that always seem kind of neat as well. Oh, if you like kit bashing, Trench Crusade's very good for that. I'm also somebody who likes to kit bash. Especially because I do have a 3D printer, so like the idea of like, well, following G-Dubs' rules for like kit bash 3D parts, I will never do that. I will never compete in an official Warhammer's tournament, but also like I don't care. I could not care. Single random color that is not blue. Orange. Do orange. The exact opposite of blue. Exact opposite of blue. Yeah, no, Trench Crusade kit bashing is like, delicious peanut butter jelly. There we go. Getting that random tube. The rest of the tubes I'm just gonna have glow like a bright red, orange. Orange, you glad I didn't say yellow? You have orange. I don't know. I can't even give you shit for that. Every now and then I'll find like I have. Let me paint swig on my desk right now. Enough that it would take a while to count. It's enough that it would take me a while to count. But like sometimes I'm like, I don't have like a lot of like regular pinks. Or even my blues are kind of limited. I don't have very many blues. I was like trying to paint like an ultramarine for like a base thing or whatever. I was like, oh wait a minute. I don't really got like a good ultramarine blue. Which is kind of wild that I don't. Please do the face for the orange pun. Go like that. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, like, whatever gets those steampunk cowboys that people that you would want into the game. I would even just say don't even justify it. Sometimes you could also just like do it. Just do it. Just make your truth. How you doing, Froggenstein? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If you do not know me, I'm Halbernaut the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nerd Golden Skaven variety, though right now I'm not painting either of those. What are you working on? I'm currently working on some Iron Sultanate. They're technically Fāris, but they're functionally House of Wisdom Janissaries. I'll show you the lads in a sec. Yeah, spoken face. I don't remember what that face looks like off the top of my head, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been working on them today. They're still very early on in the process, but they're looking pretty legit. Pretty happy with them so far. Yeah, do some more like skin tone bullshit and whatnot as well, but today's goal is mostly just to get like base coats and like get them glued on their bases too. Oh fuck, you're supposed to use this base before I... That's fine. But yeah, hopefully your painting stuff went well. Gosh. Oh fuck, I missed an angle too. It's fine. It's fine, I say. Oh, this one you mean like the cringe? There we go. There we go. You have a bright safety orange. Hey, let's go. There we go. See, you did got an orange. Yippee. For some reason my brain did not immediately think like J-face. Like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense actually. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I do what I can. A little bit more. Like this is like the... Like what I gotta do is just get this like last little bit of brown and then just hit this with the blow dryer so I can kind of get this farther along. Ring has been set aside for the next project. Hey, let's go. What did you need the color choice for? I am curious. Let's use a blow dryer real quick. Shut up. I did like a really cool like pose for a second there, and then I just got blasted back to default. Ah yes, blow dryer, my beloved. Ah yes, good. How you doing, Noise Marine? How you doing? Welcome. Alas, I am not doing anything Slaneshi today. I do get some Slanesh stuff on the docket. I do got some stuff. Maybe a little bit more in here. Ah, yes, cook my hands so I can get this dryer quicker. Actually, that's a mistake. I do not like cooking my bellies. But yeah, I'm like, maybe on Monday I'm going to be working on this lad. This is like, I'm basically making my Lord Exultants out of everything that's just kind of I had kicking around. So like, I got this as my third one. I also did get some work on my... There we go. Yeah, I've been using like spackle a bit more for like getting the bases. Actually, but spackle with like a little bit of like a sand texture paste actually does a lot of work for those. Pretty happy. There's also a little bit of blue stuff on there. Delicious tack for priming. Null reach. Oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool then. Oh, yeah. Just randomly getting quartz. Hell yeah. Oh no, my browns are starting to... Hold on. There we go. For some reason, like, I recently put in a new sponge, and I don't know if when I did that, like, it just absorbed water a lot better than my old one. So, like, a lot of my colors are spreading on my palette. which is really annoying, but like it's not the worst. Not the worst thing ever. I feel like a light buff dry brush. How you doing, Oni? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? I'm working on some Sultanate bullshit, and things are going good today. Things are going good today. I feel like it's, man, it really is like the hard part for like doing a video thing is just recording the like intro. I think I redid like my starting like 10-second line like a billion times. And then once I did that, everything else was totally fine. How you doing, Battle Rack? Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was super duper the hard part. I was just like, oh man, this is brutal. Which is good though, because that was the big roadblock. So now I can sort of continue on getting that video put together. Hopefully, I don't know when it's going to get done, but in theory, that was like the stopping point. Like that was the thing that was stopping me. But things have been. I got my reprimed dry brush pad, and I just sort of like lost track of it. I'm just like, or just like aimlessly swiping on my lap for a minute there, like not like on the lap directly, just sort of like in this space near my lap, just sort of just hoping it was just generally near there. But yeah. So that should be coming, which will be nice. Very excited. I'm very excited. Today was a good day. Today was a good day for that alone. The only downside is I still have gone like now 2 weeks without playing any wargaming, and that makes me a little sad. I'm like it's like basically in my group, like I have like a couple of other people in my group, but there's like two main people I play with, both very, very nice gentlemen. One of them is currently traveling and the other is sick, so it's like, oh, okay then. I've got your base and then this guy's base. Let's see if I can get that on there, which has been good for me getting some time to like wrap up some bullshit, which has been good. I appreciate the time to wrap up some bullshit. Have I considered fighting myself? No, I've been tempted a little bit. So, but before I got into a steady group, there are solo war games and there are solo war game modes. It's like, that is just kind of a thing though, for like a lot of people that are like, the biggest war game right now is definitely like 40K, right? There's no contest. But there are people that like want to play 40K that don't even have anyone like that's why it's always tricky for like indie. I love indie war games, but like this is also why you're like why are all these skirmish? Because sometimes it's even hard just to get people to play 40K depending on your zone. And there's like that's also why like a lot of indie war games are coming up with like solo modes and stuff, because that makes it a lot easier to actually like, you know, play. But I've gotten close to looking into them. Yeah, I got a couple of Teto songs on here. I think like it's kind of gotten like a weird meme status that I don't know how I feel about, but I do generally enjoy Teto's like voice. Like she sounds really good. That's why a lot of her songs are on my playlist. Hey, let's go. Sounds like a fun day. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Not really my jam. I have other people who are into it, just not really my thing. Play bot war. Ooh, fuck yeah, let's go. Everyone's playing the games. I didn't get to play the games for a week, and now everyone's playing the games. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Damn. That's good. I'd rather you guys play the games. I'd rather you guys get the option to play the games, which is good. Which is legit. Okay, I'm doing good on time. So I was like, it's one of those things. It's like I was like, okay, I could either be going for like a billion hours or not. It's not too. So, as much as I like the Pro Acryl White, but I'm just doing this off white just because I just wanted to like clean this up before I put it on the base, and then eventually I'll do highlights with the proper white. Yeah, I think it's just because she's sort of like, I think she's sort of the Miku for like, especially like a lot of Zoomers and stuff too. Like a lot of it's their sort of first like real introduction to like the fan culture of like Vocaloid stuff, and sometimes the Zoomer part leaks into it. That's the part that, as an old man, I feel alienated. I'm like I don't know what's going on here. But she also like genuinely sounds really nice. Got like a lot of range. I still need to fuck around with Teto a bit. I do own the Teto V-Synth and then also the Pro version of V-Synth 5. It's just that there's like no time. I've not had the time to fuck around with that, like on top of the million other projects I want to do. Someday. Someday. I did figure out how to properly like export that stuff to Reaper now though. So like at the very least I could use Teto to maybe make some like little like right now every noise that is made when somebody follows was a noise that I set like 5 years ago. I think I actually bought some sounds. I think I actually bought some sounds from like a proper professional sound bank, and that's what those are. Could use Teto for that though. Of course, I could probably use Teto for that. That'd be fun. That could be neat. I also say this as I realize I'm listening to a Bakamitai cover, but it still sounds good. Like even though, luckily also that song too is sort of like it's now old meme status, so I don't have to hear it constantly. God, VTubing, like early Western VTubing, Bakamitai got like wrapped up in that like real hard, where you would just hear it constantly. Now I've had some time to breathe on it. Some time to let it breathe. That's a bit better. And it's like there we go. I'm not driven as insane anymore by constant overexposure. Yippee! How you doing, Mantis? How you doing? I'm explaining that like no, overused meme is good for me to listen to now because it's no longer cool. it's just old man cope. For vampire skin. Oh, that for me, I use a couple of pro-acro colors, but I have not used enough of the range to get like a real good feel for it. I do really like their beige red is very good for kind of like a pale sort of like reddish undertone, which might be good for vampires, but like I don't have like a good one-to-one like this is their entire range. This is the color I choose for vampire stuff, unfortunately. Reverse cringe loop indeed. I'm okay with being a hipster. Over the years I've kind of just realized that like the idea of being labeled as like a hipster pretentious, I don't care anymore, you know? It's fun, it's nice. Like I'm not going out of my way to be a hipster, but if I generally like or dislike something and people brand me give me a title for it, I don't care. I could not give a fuck. It's pretty nice. It's nice, it's liberating. I think for me I still rant about this a lot. The one that gets me is pretentious. Where that gets just thrown around for like everything is sort of like a thought terminating word, just like you're just like, okay, I did this cool thing. It's kind of doing some neat ideas, and like, how that's pretentious. And the implication is like, I need you to stop talking now. I've called you pretentious. You've been defeated in verbal combat. That's all Nintendo. Have yourself a good night and take it easy, yo. It really is super annoying. Also, Burrito, you realize that you said, how have you seen a VTuber? You're gonna need to narrow it down slightly. I probably have. I just need like legitimately any more direction than that. Yeah, I mean, when somebody's trying to put on airs, but I think it just reached the point where it's like, even an attempt to sort of be deep, even if it's bad. Like overwrought, I'm still more on board with it now than ever. Where's Vtuber is his name? I don't know. Oh, Bakamitai is a good song. It is a good song. Oh, Tomoe! Yeah, she I think she left like the little group she was in. Which fair. Every now and then there's like little VTuber groups. Like I know V-Today's like done stuff, like not bad stuff. I mean, you know, like. They're a group that does things, but I don't know if she actually like did much after being a member of that. Yeah. Also, yeah, she's got that like I've complained before that there's like during the early VTubing era, I was balancing being a full-time worker and a part-time student while also being a like several hour a week VTuber. I can't imagine balancing that with like a military job. That generally sounds incredibly difficult. That sounds buck wild. The fact that she can just kind of casually do that is like insane. She should. I mean, I'm good for her. Like this is me saying like that's a legitimate talent she's got there. I can totally see how that would also be like really tricky for like a group thing too. Oh yeah, the 3D thing. Yeah. I did not. Oh, I follow her on Twitter and I think I saw that there, but I'm gonna be real. If I'm seeing ads, that means I fucked up and I need to rectify that. I tried to live my life avoiding ads as much as possible, and so far it's pretty good. So far, pretty. Oh, he's got a bit of a wiggle that I put too much pressure on there. Post on her channel. Oh, okay. Then I mean, I don't see your channel a lot when I'm like, I've read her a couple times. Like she's a nice lady and everything. I don't know a huge amount about her really at the end of the day. I guess that's probably the best way to say it. I know her like very casual level. That's all good, Starlight. Have yourself a good night and take it easy, yo. Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I mostly did it manual style because for a while it was possible to do manually and then not so much anymore. Dumped us on her. I know you actually meant to say dumped, but it's just like I gently hit you on the head with mallets and then I send you over to Horse Lady. There we go. Just the slightest, just like a tiny little bonk. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. I'm just having a funny. Who are you, buddy? What would I miss out if I glued you there? What would I miss out? So how you doing, DMMMMMMM? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm working on some of my minis. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like my minis and stuff. Or you like me. Either way, hell yeah, let's go. I'm working on some Fāris for Trench Crusade wait. I mean, they're only for Trench Crusade. I don't really have any plans to use these guys for anything else, but should be nice. Should be nice to get them using stuff like that. Hold on, hold on a sec. Let's see something real quick. I'm getting strange vibes. Well, let's cycle that off screen. There we go. Was my thing not gonna do that? Okay. Like, you know, popping into a VTuber stream and asking a question can be fine, but that's like, oh yeah, no, that's I don't know what question that is, but that's definitely something that's gonna like be bad. So nah, I'm good. But you know, I also got like really lazy on like once the switch to the like whatever. There was that script change where like Chrome and a couple of other ones was doing a thing where like they're just like, oh yeah, no, we're switching. It's like from like some sort of standard 2 to standard 3 or whatever. Oh, I'm gonna shake the fuck out of this. This is like the Steel Legion Drab is like the last like G-Dubs paint. Like especially after like finding that the rough iron from the Warpaints Fanatics is basically like that's basically what's it called. Warblock Bronze, which is a color I love to pieces. Like once I found a replacement for that, really it's only Steel Legion Drab, and it's not that it's like there isn't replacements for it. I just have a bottle of this that I still want to like use up. Once that Steel Legion Drab is gone, I am going to probably never use it ever again. So let's get them. Get these arm straps. There we go. You were. That 100% you did, and I'm very thankful for it. It's been nice. It's been nice for sure. That's too, because the less G-Dubs paints I have to be dependent on, the better. I just can't go back to pots. I just can't go back to pots after dropper bottles. It's like it's such a significantly better paint method. I can't go back. I don't want to go back, but I can't. Steel Legion Drab is a nice, like, it's like what I said, like, I'm sure there's gotta be a good replacement for this. There's like a couple of others too, like, I've seen a couple for like Raykar Flesh and stuff, like Rackar Flesh, I mean, and like a couple of other miscellaneous ones, but like, for those I got the Tooth and Coats paints, which are pretty good. Those ones are pretty good. My shop just doesn't get a lot of Tooth and Coats paints like in stock, pretty much ever. Like they basically got like one like display rack of that, and then they're like, well, that's it. No more of that, which like understandable. Try that thing real quick. So I'm gonna try Saddle Brown on the skin. So I did like a flesh tone brown on this guy, and let's see what happens if I do this other for like the muscles and whatnot. I'll probably still need to go back and hit up like a couple of other areas. we'll see how this looks though. And I'll fully admit that like I haven't done a lot of like darker skin tones. I also don't really do a lot of like skin tones in general though. That's not like disease. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get like a good base for like some of this. If I go, luckily he's got big obvious fucking pecs that I could use. Hey, Rusted Bartender, welcome. How you doing? Currently trying out some potential highlights. That's looking okay. Color-wise, looking pretty good. I definitely need to like wipe off some pigment though. Like it's just like a little wet here. But yeah, how you doing? I'm working on some lads. Working on some lads for Trench Crusade, and it's turning out pretty good. Oh god, he's just got like just enough wiggle. There's like just enough wobble there. Also, okay, period. Will that remove it? No, okay, I guess. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can. I can't just use a space, but if I want to clear that out, I have to actually just type a thing. That's doable. Hey, let's go. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people get super jazzed for Silksong, and like it seems cool. I have yet to actually beat Hollow Knight, so it's not gonna happen for me anytime soon. It does seem cool though. It does seem like a neat game. It feels like I feel like if I gave Hollow Knight another chance, it would be a game that I would vibe with. And it's nothing the game itself did wrong. It's just me just like serially dropping games and also just being too busy. Going pretty well. Okay, we're getting some like highlights, especially around this like sick area right down there. Yeah, apparently I've heard that Silksong itself, like this, not a huge spoiler. I just heard it's very long as in general as well. Like I think to the point where a lot of people are like, I'm going to stream Silksong, are going to be streaming Silksong for fucking while, which I mean I've also been streaming so XCOM 1 was like what, like 4 streams. I was not expecting the length of XCOM 2. I was not expecting the length of XCOM 2. It's not bad. It's just, I think it's also why it's like after XCOM 2 I'm gonna take a break from XCOM games even XCOM likes, I guess. It's been fun. God, that game is long as shit. That game is long as all hell. This is a good. Like a couple on there for like the fingies and stuff like. Oh god. I think I need to like re-glue the bases on. Probably would re-glue them on my juggler after this is done. What's that brown? It probably is. It's probably close enough. There we go. Bit of repeat boss in a smaller arena. That's like when it's like, ooh, that's a dick move, but like a dick move and like okay, interesting play, Silksong. I'm kind of surprised it's out already too. Like I know they're like, yeah, no, the game like it kind of went from like, oh yeah, the game is real, it's not dead. We've just been working on it for a while to like, oh, here you go, it's live. It's kind of crazy. How you doing, Zen? How you doing? Yeah. I'm bad remembering specific names, but I definitely do remember you, especially because like the little. I know that symbol's from Lovecraft, I think, but I'm blanking on which one. I want to say the King in Yellow, but that's probably incorrect. But how you doing? I've been working on some. So these are Fāris, which for in this case are basically like the House of Wisdom Janissary equivalent. The only reason I'm used to hearing Janissary like spoken like that, but I specifically was like, how the fuck do I pronounce this? And I just found a bunch of videos that were like Fāris. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's a pronounceable word that I can do, so I'll do that. I have not, no. I've heard nothing but good things about the PT3 paints. A lot of my paint choices are based on what I can find locally. Like conceptually, I do understand that like there's like, you know, it's like the same way that about for like AK Interactive. Their paints are good. Nowhere locally sells AK Interactive like paints. I mean, okay, they're acrylics. There's actually a shop near me that sells AK Interactive enamels, which are kind of cool, but I'm not looking into enamel paint specifically. But it's like, So like, if the P3 paints show up at my shop, I will absolutely consider picking up like a couple, maybe. Otherwise, I'm good. Because like I saw their Kickstarters, I was like, oh, maybe I'll like. Paint Kickstarters are always tricky to me because like conceptually they seem like a good deal, but I remember looking at that one and it was like, yeah, after shipping and everything, each bottle of paint is like $8. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you. I understand. Like, it's weird. I thought like, I don't know why they're shipping from like the UK. Like maybe it's like the whoever's like doing the painting brand. But I was like, Privateer Press has always been like an American company. Why is the shipping like this? I don't understand. I would just like more companies that are in the US, especially now with fucking tariffs and stuff. Oh, I just want a couple. I want a couple. I could ask my store, but it's also like it's not been a big enough deal. Like it's not been a big enough deal for me to ask. I could, and like maybe if I think about it, I might ask them if they'll ever consider it. But like if they never get any, I'm not gonna like lose any sleep, if that makes any sense. Maybe Steamforge got it. Are Steamforge in the UK and stuff like that? I'll buy some love and story. Hey, let's go. Thank you for wishing me a great night and take it easy yourself, yo. It turned out pretty legit. There's like that finger needs a couple of the, oh god, what's the original shade? There we go. Like a couple of layers that need some touch up. Otherwise, look at you looking good. Yeah. And Monpuck, what state is Monpuck? I know they were releasing like the Kickstarter STLs recently-ish. Oh, this is where so this is using like saddle tan, no, earth tan. I'm gonna try using barbarian skin to see how that looks on this guy's flesh. They look similar enough that there might not even be like a visible change, but I want to give this a go anyway. Yeah, I saw they were releasing the STLs, but like I didn't know if there's going to be any other thing with that going on. Oh no, there's like a bristle in here. Hold on. A boy got a bristle on his arm. There we go. Oh, Steamforge is oh yeah, that explains a lot then. Okay, that explains a lot about like the paints then. I assume they got that paint line in their acquisition of Privateer Press. It would make sense. It's like I can't tell any difference. I know these are different paints. I think sometimes like when I'm getting a layer on, it does look a bit brighter. So like this is probably still fine enough for muscles and whatnot. I guess I'll keep doing it. I guess I'll keep muscling with this tone. I can barely tell any difference. Faction 1, hey, let's go. I don't know if I'll ever look much into Monpoc. It's always seemed like a neat game, but I've never really been able to like. I guess it's because like it's never like even at the height of like War Machine Frenzy, where like my shop would buy like everything Privateer Press, Monpoc was always the one game that they just did not stock. They just did not stock any, and I never really questioned why, because at the time I just don't think I really knew much about Monpoc to even like begin to ask. And then years later, I'm like, oh, this looks rad. What the fuck? This is Privateer Press. Why did like my game store at the time, which was very like we do everything Privateer Press based, why did they do any of that? That's bullshit. This is stupid. Rest of the US, but a UK company. Oh, okay. So they're doing. I mean, it is kind of funny though, because I do remember. And like, this is a bad thing, but I remember for a while where it was like, hey, we're UK fans of War Machine. Privateer Press is like really shit for actually getting us any minis. And I guess now that it's over back to that Steamforge is in the UK now. I guess the shoe is on the other foot, in a semi-ironic way. Privateer Press has always been. It's like one of those things that kind of. Okay, I was like, is that a pouch? Or like, no, that's just a cancer lump. Yippee! I love painting cancer lumps, lads, lumpy cancer lads. Yeah, oh god, yeah, that's I guess that's the one fringe benefit of being an LGS owner is that if you want to control the supply of like what games are in the a local area, you got that option. Now, is it worth like starting up a business that is just going to siphon money forever? No, probably not, but like fringe benefits, I guess. I thought this guy had like more of a grip. I guess that was the grip right there. I'm gonna use some gel glue. This is probably gonna fuck with the paint a little bit, but I'm realizing that these two lads need the stability, and I'm at that point that I think the stability is gonna be worth it. Get a little bit of gel. Also get a little bit of gel on the bottom of the tube. Let's fix that later. Thank you for the hydrate stretch. I will do that. Let me get the lad, like, situated. There we go. In spite of him just like, fuck you, we're doing Malifaux. Hell yeah. I'm still waiting to see if Malifaux comes back to, like, my local area. There was a Malifaux scene. It stopped. I forget exactly why. the Malifaux scene. I think like Malifaux used. I don't know if maybe like the Infinity players just kind of took over because there used to be like a shelf that was next to the Malifaux guys that was like Infinity stuff, and then it just always kind of seemed like the Malifaux section just kind of stayed small while Infinity kept getting bigger and bigger. Gonna let them stay on their base. And hey guys, I'm gonna paint a mini from a war game. That's not Trench Crusade or a Warhammer. Guess what it is. I'm not gonna let you guess long. Don't worry. I bet you weren't thinking it's fucking Lord of the Rings. Hell yeah! There we go. I got this metal fuck. This is a Warg Chieftain, a metal model that I've given a 3D printed rider because I want to have an Orc Chieftain. No Battletech, unfortunately. Battletech would have been a reasonable guess, but no, I did something stupid instead. There we go. Was not expecting this. I keep you on your toes. Ooh. I had this guy for a while, and I was trying because like I didn't want to just the regular wild warg. I wanted an orc on a warg. And I was always trying to find like one that would fit. And this one's from like The Printing Must Go On. But he's like, his stance was too wide. I didn't want to use one of their default wargs because they kind of look like shit. And the same cloth I've been using for like my fucking like prayer scrolls, like this stuff. I was like, oh yeah, if you layer it like 3 times, it's good saddle material. So I'm just gonna do that. I still think I'm gonna like. I also got his base over here, which I need to look up the exact like armor colorations of this guy. But I'll worry about that later. I'll just do a little bit of the lad today. I could use them for turnip. Right now I've actually been using 4 of my warg riders as missile fodder for turnip, which has been really no, I'm sorry, missile whelps for turnip. I used to use my Takodachi riders, so I was having like guys who were riding Takodachis, but that was made in like my old printer and with my old resin. So unfortunately, those basically all like broke. Like the connection point for all of the like the little halos, because like for people who don't know, it's Takodachis are like the mascot of Ina from Hololive, and they all have like little thin halos that you could, and if you print them out at like a scale that would fit on a 40mm base. The really tricky thing is, it's like if anything happens, and like this is not me using ABS, like ABS like resin has been incredibly good to me. This is using like regular shitty default Elegoo resin, which is any cubic resin, which was brittle and it shrunk bad. So those would just kind of start snapping one by one. So I just sort of swapped them out. I have a plan to do some like more turnip fitting guys, but I haven't done them yet because I kind of want to make a video how to do them because I have a really fun gimmick for what I want to do with those lads. So I'm making this guy gray with the ideas. Eventually I'm going to make him like dry brush like a light gray thing. We are heelless now. It's sad. I've actually done enough turnip models now that some models have just sort of just like stopped being turnip models because it's like, well, I made you early on when I just didn't know better. And like now I got others, or like I just need a temporary model. Now I got other things. I got other things now. So it's been interesting. I've been moving stuff to like out of like my I basically use those like really useful boxes that I've converted into minis trays. And unfortunately, I've actually been painting so much as the mini painting VTuber that I've actually ran out of space to take some shit to my shop. When I carry 4 of those to the shop, basically like 2 for Turnip, 2 for Trench Crusade. And unfortunately, when I decided to move some stuff over for Warhammer 3rd edition and do a 5th crate, I'm like, I can't carry all this shit. I can't carry all this shit. It's just too much to carry. That's how you doing, Dr. Anime. The car space was fine, so I basically take like 4 of my boxes and put them in my front seat and I seatbelt them up like they're like my fucking like 10-year-old. And I can put more in the back. It just becomes like more and more of it. Like it's just more and more aggravating to move all that stuff. So I either gotta like lessen the load a little bit or something else. I've legitimately been considering getting a dolly, straight up. Yeah, something with wheels, like unironically, might be the way I eventually need to go. But that's like another potential like $100+ I'm like, well, I don't need to spend that right now. This is working fine enough. I could just downsize what I carry instead of just like carry max, and I should be fine. How you doing, Deacon? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been working on my Janissaries who are currently drying on their base. So I'm just ending the night with a bit of painting a warg rider. And I'm like, oh. Do I want to blow? Can I blow dry him good? Yeah, there's a couple people in mind. Usually the people who are using those carts for me are doing like big Warhammer tournaments and stuff like that. I don't see them very often, but I have seen them occasionally. They do seem really, really nice. Or a magnetic cart? Oh, that sounds, yeah, like a convention cart sounds like it could be really handy. And just kind of built from the ground for that kind of thing. But yeah, it's happened to mine. I could see it happening elsewhere. Seeing like this, this portion of the ass, or like this little underbit. Go. Plays a Star Wars war game? Depends. I guess like Legion would make sense. Legion would make sense for those. Probably Shatterpoint. I don't think you need that much storage, but I could absolutely see that for Legion. Especially if you're running like Bright Tree, where you're doing like a million Ewoks. There we go. How you doing, Easy? Oh god. I can read Erufu. Sorry, my hiragana katakana are incredibly weak. Let me translate that real quick. How you doing, Easy? Welcome. Put you in deep L. Used to be better. My Nihongo chotto muzukashii desu. Femboy elf, no! I'm a lad. I'm just a pretty lad. God damn it. How you doing, though? How you doing? No. I'm crumbling to ash as we speak. How's it going? If you do not know me, I'm Habernut the Mimic Elf. I'm a miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgolden's game variety. Hey, hold on. Let's see. Warg Chieftain. There we go. Let me look at this lad so I can just see what color the dead dude on his base is. Oh, there we go. And Levi's ads. Yeah, get you some pants. Doing magnetic storage. Hey, there we go. Let's see. Hold on. Gale. No, it's not getting better. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, how you doing? I'm working on some minis. Let me get this reference image up. So this is what the actual normal model looks like. Let's see what the actual model looks like. There we go. This one is like a bit more blonde of a work. I thought just doing like full gray would be a good idea. So like, let's see. So we got like the dark armor on there. I need to focus on the base. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. I think if I could get some like the chainmail is pretty fine. Yeah, I mean, I know wargs are kind of in like a hyena spot, but I figure if you're like a chieftain guy, you're probably rocking like I don't know, like the idea of going like the most noble one is kind of a weird choice, but yeah, you know, it's kind of got like a brown red. I don't really got like actually, we kind of got brown red. Got that dark flesh tone might actually make good pants. See, it's got like a reddish brown. That works. But yeah, currently like all my cases are magnetic. But the problem with them right now is that they just like they're magnetic to the minis inside, but actually stacking them requires like a bit of effort. Brown is like crotch area is what needs to be this color. Let's see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. There we go. It was like I think with like a bit of wash, this is going to sort of match that. Armor cases, armor. Oh yeah, no, yeah. I will say. Moving from battle foam to a magnetized case is, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. Like, I might be misreading this, like you might be mentioning something else, but for people who are still using like a battle foam case, I implore you, take the time to magnetize your minis. Is it going to be a pain in the ass? Absolutely. It will be. It'll be a pain in the ass at first, just because you're gonna have the bulk do them, but then afterwards you just like paint a new mini, and you just put like a magnet under the base. And then you can just drop them on there, and it's really, really good. Legitimately, I used to use cookie sheets. I used to use cookie sheets, but that was before I would actively go to the game store. It's before I would actively go to the game store, so like travel wasn't a big deal. It was just like something I could just pop in and out for storage. But yeah, it'll be worth it. Trust me, it'll absolutely be worth it at the end of the day. Dark green for the cloak. I just use to glue them to the bottom. I use specifically the Loctite Super Glue Ultra Gel. Specifically the black one. I think that's like slightly stronger than the one that's just like a lighter gray. I have not like strength tested them or anything, but like in my experience, that seems to be it. So it's like. I feel like the actual model they got on there is either like a really weird angle or something, because I feel like the colors are different. Maybe I should shrink this. Here I know. I'll shrink this over here, and then I will just pull up a bigger image. So for the meatball video, I didn't think I would use. I didn't know if I would use this. I did not know if I would use this asset, but I forgot that like I had this. I had this ready to go. Because whenever I think about any sort of like downsizing my shit, I think of fucking Marie Kondo. And specifically the gun image of her is just also really good. It's just like a really good thing. It's just really fun. Okay, so this guy's like mostly leather on top. But yeah, you could what I do, like probably what I think is like the kind of traditional, like this is a good cheap magnet way to do that. Spit out my root beer. Hey, got him. What you do, buy on Amazon, look at what they're called, like really useful boxes. They should be, if they're trying to sell you one that's more than $20, they're trying to rip you off. You could probably find them elsewhere as well. It's really weird. There's an Office like Max near me that sells them for $40 and they're fucking high because I ordered them on Amazon for $20 and I saw that they were being delivered from that same Office Max. So they're clearly trying to rip me off for like, listen, it's a fucking clear plastic tote that just happens to be stackable. But you do that. And actually painted over that a little bit. You do that, you go to another hardware store and buy like a big metal sheet. That's going to be like $20 maybe, and then get you some tin snips. That's going to be like maybe like $15, $20. Luckily, you don't have to buy any more tin snips after you use this. Measure the bottom of the box, clip it with the tin snips, and then, oh yeah, you are going to need some like, I use industrial strength super glue, like construction, like the stuff you need, like a caulking gun. Spray that, like kind of like put that over the bottom, move the metal around to really spread it out, and then like put it on there and weigh it. Overall, I like roughly takes like a day to do, as in like the actual process is pretty quick. Like you could basically construct it in less than a half an hour, but like, you know, it'll take some dry time. But then after that, it's like basically good to go. And then at that point, like outside of just like hitting it with a hammer or dropping it, that'll last you a good amount of time. That'll last you a good amount of time. Glad. Yeah, you can do metal shingles too. There's like, you know, as long as you get a hold of some like flat, as long as you get a hold of some like flat, kind of just like sheet metal of any type. I've not found any good shingles for that purpose, but I would absolutely not be surprised if there's some that's going to be good for that kind of thing. So we're going to get like a wee bit of metal on the lad. It's just mostly just got like chainmail in some spots. Oh, he's so sad. It's Lord of the Rings minis, like some of them are very like doof. I think my issue is that anything that was metal that has been transferred to plastic in the Lord of the Rings line kind of looks like shit. Where like the ideas of the sculpts were good, but like in the process of becoming plastic, they got like real like shallow. Like the details get all fucked up. But like this is a pure metal one, and like normally metal is not my favorite, but like the detail on the face is really good here. These were definitely sculpted well. I can see why at one point these were like G-dub's like fantasy setting, where like the Warhammer fantasy stuff kind of easily got outsold by these. They look nice. They look nice. Got a little bit of chain under there. Let's go. But yeah, hot glue also probably will work as well. I just found that I want absolutely none of it to come off, and like for me, I already have a caulking gun, so just using like the fucking like big thing of liquid nails is sort of what I use. Liquid nails has been very kind to me for that. Down there. Problem is all the metal colors seeping into like the little chainmail details. Get that last arm, then I think it's gonna be wrap up time after I do that. This is a fun little diversion though. This is like a fun little diversion mini. I don't think there's another one of my magic friend was like, hey Al, you know anything about that like Lord of the Rings minis game? So I was just like, just say the fucking word, buddy. Just say the fucking word, I'll play it with you. Just let me know. Just let me fucking know. I was so ready for it. Hey, Joker. Oh yeah, I've not really tried any of the speed paint. Okay, I've used the AK markers and those are really good. There's some of the other ones from other brands are like anywhere near that quality. That should be a good time. That should absolutely be a good time. Get a little bit. Yeah, he's got this cloak over here that I might as well hit. I got some green on my palette. The custom paint. Wait, not that. Like, oh yeah, I mean, if you take like any gunpla or whatever, and you like really put the time to like custom, like give them like custom paint jobs and stuff, those do look real bitchin'. He's got, okay, so his cloak is even like down to like under his hand. This is very, very, very nice detail for what is just a fancy base. I think it's because every other warg in here is just kind of like generic warg number 37, but this guy's like, yeah, no, this guy's the chieftain. He's got to look legit. He's got to have a dead guy. I think Rohan. God, I like Lord of the Rings, but I'm definitely like I'm a very casual fan that like I forget names and stuff like that all the time, which is fine, you know, it's fine. I'm just like, these movies are masterpieces, but I'm also like, what faction is what faction? A bit on, bit around the side, and then we should be good to go. Good to go-ish, I guess. Okay. It's like a little lip. It's hands and stuff, but I'll do that later, unfortunately. There we go. Let's see, hold up. Two little things on this warg's belly, which I'm gonna get before I forget. Oh, and what are some of these if I'm just actually like chipping off shit too? I hate that. That's the one thing with that. It seems it's like for places where people play, it's really popular, but like until a scene is forms. It seems like it definitely takes a bit. Like it's kind of in like a like I think G-Dubs like does like a shit job of supporting it, where it's like they basically sort of just keep it as like, oh yeah, fuck it, here's a tree, I guess, like here's an ent. That's all we're gonna release for this year. Bye. I know that like not that like you need like new minis constantly to make a war game successful, but like it always kind of for me always felt like G-Dubs almost did it out of obligation these days, as opposed to like being genuinely into the game. But yeah, with that, everybody, let's go to the chatting screen. Oh, I want the smoke. I want the smoke so bad, but they're like $600. I'm like, I'm fucking good. I'm good. Let's go to the chatting screen. Just gonna pause the music so I can hear myself think real quick. Chotomate. There we go. All right, thank you, nerds, for coming. I had a lot of fun. Schedule. Come on and slam. Okay, I'm just put that up here. This is gonna be another slightly weird week. Tuesday we'll be painting some minis. Probably one of those two I showed earlier. Yeah, the funny thing is like 600 for one mini is like that's ludicrous. Technically, it's 600 for an entire army though. A competitive army. People have apparently done really well in tournaments with smoke, which is buck wild. Wednesday movie night we will be watching Gore. GOR. Honestly, probably. Like, Geo-Ori might have been better. We'll find out. On Thursday, more Barkley Shut Up and Jim Gaiden. We just got to the B-Ball Mutant City, if you know what that means. Saturday, more XCOM. Yeah, that book, yeah. And Sunday, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a painting stream. So, what's happening is, I'm going to be... Hold on. I fucked up, everyone. I'm going to be on D20 Live. I'm going to be on them. You guys might remember that I've done a couple of collabs with them. They are Canadians. But I hit that way too accusatory. But they're doing another one of their like yearly charity games, and I've been invited to that. So I'm going to be playing a Pathfinder 2e thing for there. I think it's going to be, I need to double check on the times, but I think that's going to be earlier in the day. And then depending on when that gets out will be whether I do any mini painting in the evening or not. So I'll keep you nerds posted on that. And yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. YouTube side, I'm gonna cut you loose. So bye, YouTube people. Bye bye. And let me see who is on.